I was sitting here.
Right, you stream. What you
No,
stream?
you were here the first week,
I didn't have live.
but then you won the half. You wanted to sit there.
Aye, is that better?
I like this
No,
scene.
that's me, right? Oh, that's
Aye,
it.
I'm an acrimonious bastard. Deal with it.
You're the
That's
bastard.
twice you've used acrimonious tonight.
I know.
Word of the day.
Right,
I've got a few new
right,
words
if you don't
for
shut
you.
up, because I'm going to start recording and I'll start us off. Where do we begin this week? Last live show of 2011. We're all working still on the Christmas special. Well, we'll say we're all working on the Christmas special. It's pretty much just me, if I'm honest.
Hey, I've helped as well.
Not be much.
Ah, well, you're the one that keeps all the files and that, so you can. It's
Oh,
of
the
hard for
files!
us.
The files
Yeah.
that are easily accessible and downloadable from anybody's computer anywhere in the world.
Aye, they files.
The files, aye. The files are easy to get to.
Nah, those files.
Aye, but we're working on the Christmas episode. Well, me is working on the Christmas episode, and we'll have that out for next Monday. It will be midnight on the Monday. It should be out.
So I take it that means it'll be Wednesday.
So it'll be about Wednesday. I guess it these things. Always optimistic as ever.
Right.
Like we say, this is the last live show of 2011. So if you're watching on Ustream, perfect. If you're no, well, you can play it as many times as you want for the website. But we'll start on with the news this week, as usual. It's a random shit list of crap that we're going to talk about. So we'll carry on. We'll pass it to Diesel because the first story is about football, and as you're aware, me and football just didn't happen.
Really?
No.
I thought you were right into it, Mark.
No. I mean, my favourite team's Aberdeen, as you can. And what are they?
Shite.
They're shite. Aye.
No, basically this is the news that the SNP got their bill passed on religious bigotry.
Gotta beat the
at
SNP.
football.
The SNP are smashing.
No,
Yeah,
they're
that's a
shite.
different story. We're not going to go there with SNP tonight.
Well,
I know
basically
SNP are
that,
brilliant.
this law's been passed and you can get a maximum of 5 years in jail for shouting something at the football.
5 years, I'd shoot them.
Or an unlimited fine, I should have.
Aye, unlimited fine, minimum £40 fine. It's a disgrace.
It's not a disgrace. If
So,
you start,
so you're saying you would back this?
I would SNP
So-
all the way.
Offensive singing should be banned?
Yes.
Anything offensive?
No, not anything offensive. Anything offensive in a song.
Well, just
Sung at a
songs.
football ground. Sung at
Aye.
a football ground. You could sing it outside if you want. It's
No,
fine.
let's be honest, offensive. You're the main culprit
I'm
for
big
that.
glad-
I am
glad you
indeed
did
the main
call it.
culprit for offensive.
But under these laws,
But-
you'd probably actually get maybe double the sentence, 10 years in jail. Let's
But-
be honest, with some of
but
the
that
stuff
won't-
you see, even Nick Griffin's like, for fuck's sake.
That's very true. But in my defence, I didn't go to football grounds to sing these songs. I sat outside the primary school and swear.
Which is much better.
It is. There's no laws about swearing at primary children, especially when they wake you up at 4 o'clock in the morning. I think why there's primary children at school at 4 o'clock in the morning, but nonetheless, there are always a few. Or some bastard de-icing his car outside, going on at 4 in the morning. I'm trying to sleep, mate. What you
DJ
doing?
de-icer.
DJ de-icer, that's a story for another night. That's a long story.
I just think it's ridiculous that this should come with the same sentencing as GBH.
Nah,
They see how-
What
Well,
previous
ba-
bodily
Aye,
harm.
basically, if you batter the shit out of somebody and get less than shouting something at the football.
So what you're saying is you don't want me to sing to you, you want me to batter the fuck out you.
Well, no, but according to the SNP, battering the fuck out of something's knows.
To be honest with you, you might hurt them less with battering the fuck out of them than you're singing, but
Well, you could hear a
I've heard
point
you
there.
singing before.
My singing's amazing. They start your wallpaper piss with me.
Then
Don't even dare!
you see the look on his face.
You
there,
just
don't
see
you
the
dare
look there,
do
he's singing his wallpaper song.
I'll keep it for the end.
Aye, and by the end you mean once we've stopped recording and you've went him and you can sing it in the shower and I'll know how to hear it. That'd be fantastic.
I never sing in the shower, Mark, do you?
I was singing in the shower. Man, I feel like a woman. Fucking fantastic.
You look like one too.
I'm sure, I've
Less
seen
to
that
say
one
about
coming.
the better.
Brilliant. But the football laws, that's to stop folks singing offensive songs. You're still allowed to sing normal songs, surely. Like your wallpaper song would not be banned.
see-
Wallpaper singing is no offensive.
Aye,
Well,
that doesn't-
maybe to wallpaper.
It doesn't get sung anyway.
They sing that anyway. You just coming in here to annoy me with it.
It never takes off at the football, Mark.
Doesn't take off here either. It doesn't stop you singing it.
Exactly. It's the exact same thing.
But I think it's like, if I'm right in saying it, it's like any song that is offensive, just like it's not classified as like secretariat, it's like classified as straight offensive.
It's just offensive.
So if you
songs
start
are
singing
banned.
niggers are black, you'll be banned.
Aye.
But here's the thing though, like how can you, because like somebody might sing a particular song that it's no secretariat or anything, but one other person might be offended by that
Well,
song.
that's the
So
point.
how do they plan on doing that?
That's the
'Cause
point.
I
we're
think
making.
it should be me that judges it if it offends me.
Well, Mark,
that's when
it's,
you get banned.
it's going to be down to individual police officers.
Oh Christ! So
Depending on
you
what
might
the
get a racist
policeman.
police officer that doesn't bother.
Aye, so
Just
what?
like you
Depending
said,
on the policeman
carry
at
on,
the
mate.
time.
Ah, right.
But
But there'll be more than one police guy. Surely, it can't be one guy just walking about deciding.
no, but
Unless it's me.
Aye, but the general fact is they're spread about. It only needs one or two to hear you. So
Well, quite right. I mean, you shouldn't be singing offensive songs
I mean,
anyway. It's a
they're
football match, no
definitely
fucking.
Aye, but
Rally
we've
or
got this
something.
great thing in this country called banter.
Aye, but you're allowed banter, but you're not allowed to be offensive in your banter.
Like, see
Unless
songs.
screwed,
you're
Matt.
outside
But-
a football, unless you're
You are
outside a football
screwed.
ground.
See when we sing like say songs to opposition fans, like say you're only whores, poofs and junkies.
That could be considered offensive. I'll give you that.
Aye. The opposite, the one I get for going to the Rangers games is
You're
feed the,
shite.
especially at Christmas time, is feed the Ouijas, let them know it's Christmas time.
That seems appropriate.
But they could all, what's S&P, what they're doing is they're basically telling me what I have to be offended by. Now, why they doing that?
Why no?
Well, if I-
SNP are they're brilliant. The words do not
They're
describe.
really no brilliant.
Mr.
that-
Alex Salmon's in Arsenal.
the same party with McCaskill.
Well, McCaskill and Salmon, these two should be punted after
And the
moon,
transport minister for last year that completely balls things up.
Ah, but he stood tall and he was like, well, we might have fucked up, but I'll stay next year and I'll fuck it up again. And luckily, Fife Council were prepared. Did you see that? I even bought a snow shovel. We'll get back to the end. At the end, I even bought a snow shovel for this massive downfall of snow. I've only used it for hitting Craig so far.
Aye.
Completely pointless.
You wouldn't even do it last week.
Well, I was busy. I had other things to do.
Anyway, back on this, I mean, there should definitely be like a set criteria of like offensive songs. Like obviously all the secretarian songs
Well,
that should be
I
definitely
would
on the list,
imagine the
but
police, each club,
No.
will ken which songs are
No.
bad.
That's the thing with
No,
this.
I might not be written down, but they'll ken. It'll be
No.
working knowledge.
That's
surely.
what I'm saying to you. We were at a game a few weeks ago. And the boys selling flags outside the ground and that, and had a red hand Ulster, which is the national flag of Northern Ireland. To which a policeman went up to him and says, "You allowed to that flag?" I went, "No, of course I'm. It's kind of national flag." He said, "Was there anything wrong with it?" Like, he said, "I don't ken, that's why I'm asking you." That was the
Was
policeman.
asking- Oh,
The
that's
policeman
good.
was asking if he was
Right, so
able to
if
hear.
I ever get put out for speeding, it's alright. I'm allowed to speed.
I mean, so
It might
that's set in stone,
Right.
that kind
I
of-
don't think it would. I could just get fucking lifted.
But that's the
Otherwise-
problem, nobody actually kens. The police didn't
Aye.
ken. Right, so they could be lifting folk that have done nothing, and all of a sudden he's got a jail sentence or whatever, because it is going to end up just being direct
Well,
to jail.
I think it's maybe like the new. It's the jail one's kind of it's not an empty threat, but kind of it's the to emphasise it, to get them to stop. You can. I do think for a minute that they're planning on throwing everybody that sings in jail.
So why they put it up to a 5-year maximum sentence?
I think it's just to kind of scare them off. You came like the death penalty. They do plan to kill everybody, but the death penalty.
You
is
haven't
there
been to
kinda-
Texas lately, have you?
Well, this isn't Texas. This is Britain. But you can't. I mean, the countries have death penalties. They're not putting everybody to death. It's like a warning. This is you will be fucking shot. Like if you're really bad at this, you will be put in jail for 5 years.
Mark.
But for the basic thing,
Your
you're
death
not going to
penalty
be.
was used quite extensively. Literally for stealing like a loaf of bread after you go get hung. So we
I
didn't
know, but
use
no,
it
aye,
extensively.
it was in the past. But I'm not talking about the past. I'm
We
talking
didn't,
about
we
now.
didn't hate death penalty anymore. Do you
No,
pay
no,
attention?
no. But other places in America have death penalties.
Thought we were talking about America.
Exactly.
We're not talking about Texas. Texas is a fucking extreme case, right? If you walk through Texas and fart, you're basically getting the death penalty, right?
Oh, you get Buford going after you.
Exactly. Buford will chase you from state to state, but that's not the point. And I had another point, but you've again just dragged out my brain. But no, I think the 5 year is a basic. It's the maximum warning. They're
I
not
think-
planning on giving everybody 5 years. Clearly,
Well, they're
Oh
talking
no,
about...
they'll not get 5 years. They'll get what 3 months and then let out on good behaviour. But that's
exactly. It's
But
I
they're
think
talking
it's a
about
warning. I
doing
think
it
missed cases will be done by, I would imagine, fines.
The thing is, we had a guy that went up for it before. This was the old law. I think it was Labour brought in just at the end before
Well,
the
anything
SNP.
Labour does is not worth mentioning.
This is just before the SNP came in, I think. Or it might have been at the start of the SNP when the new law came out back in 2005. The boy was one of the very first ones to get done for it. He basically was at the old firm game. He shouted something in the stand where about 12 folk heard them. 11 of them Rangers fans that didn't give a fuck with what he said. One policeman who left him for it. And he got an £800 fine for this, which he was told if he pleaded not guilty and was found guilty, it would have been £1,500 fine. They also tried to do him for being drunk. Now, this boy used to have a drink problem. He's not drunk in 20 years. He doesn't touch stuff. The police actually tried to do him for being drunk as well, so there's another point to be brought up.
But the thing is, though, that when he was threatened with that fine, I would imagine he paid the fine or.
He pleaded guilty and had the £800 fine because it
But
was.
the thing is, that he'll make sure he doesn't do that again. Then I'd make sure
No.
because he's not going to spend £800 again, surely.
Well, no, that's the thing.
He
with
carries on doing that.
No, with the new system, he'll go straight into jail anyway. But the thing is, see the boy that was up before him in the Glasgow court, right? £250 fine. This was a junkie, got a £250 fine. See if you could guess what it was for.
Pissing in the street, I reckon.
No, try to burn down a hospital. £250 fine for trying to burn down a hospital. £800 fine for shouting something in a stand with 12 folk hearing you.
Well, that's clearly no perfect.
And that was the old system. The new system's an unlimited fine, so you could get whatever. You could get a jail sentence for shouting something.
Surely that's getting a bit too close to like encroaching on freedom of speech. So
Now, that's the other point we're trying to make. No, we're not getting freedom of speech anymore.
Well, there is no freedom of
well-
speech. It's freedom of expression,
Aye.
but it's limited. It's very limited.
Mr. Politics sitting in the corner there.
Well, I had to write about a fucking 10-page essay about this, but no, that's a major misconception. Everybody thinks freedom of speech. There's no such thing.
The other side of the coin
It's
is
expression, and you're to make sure that you follow. There's like a 10-page guideline of what you can say.
well,
It's restricted.
You can say what you like
Majorly.
as long as you didn't offend anybody with it.
No, it's not. It's not even like
Well,
that.
to an extent.
No, not to an extent. There's literally a guideline that you have. Like, if you're within this, you're fine. If you go outside that, you're gone.
see the point I would make to that.
Illegal, I
The
suppose.
other side of the coin is that when the London bombings happened, there was Muslims out in the street in Britain burning Union Jacks, and the police weren't allowed to do anything.
You can find with me, they would have been deported and shot.
But
That's
it was fine for them to do that.
Exactly. Well,
Nothing
exactly.
got
It's
done to
clearly
them.
no fine because we didn't. That's not acceptable. And
No.
unfortunately, the legal system's not perfect. It's fucking far from perfect.
No.
But if it was up to me, it would be perfect,
well-
and I would just deport them
Well,
and
that's it.
blow them up.
The whole Union Jacks era, I mean, that was back sort of at the height of
I'd be more
political
offended if it was a
correctness
Scotland
and that.
flag. I'll be honest.
Back
with
when like we were sort of getting swamped by all this tidy political correctness to avoid things, but I mean,
you. Well, it still
I-
is they.
aye, but
Political
I mean,
correctness
saying
fucking
that though,
gone
right?
crazy.
I mean, usually all your ministers and that, whenever they speak, and they go for the most politically correct thing. Now, David Cameron did a speech, and I think it was either Oxford or
Oh, he
Cambridge.
just
one of
played
the
us
two.
pish
No,
all
but-
day.
no, but he was doing a speech at either Oxford or Cambridge, or one of the colleges there, and he started talking about Christmas and such like, and he was actually like gone for Christmas, like Christianity, and he was like basically destroying all like the political correctness that like the ministers and that have built up. So I mean that is quite an encouraging step forward. I mean political correctness has gone like mad.
Oh, you're no
Aye.
kidding. It's crazy.
I think we
it's-
touched on it before in the
We have.
previous
I mean,
week.
like, we
about-
kind of call it Christmas.
We
It's
didn't-
the Winter Festival or
that was a total myth.
seasonal greetings.
was it around that?
No, there was no one actually pushing to get Christmas called Winter Festival or
Well,
anything.
I think
I would
heard a
hope
few
no, 'cause that
places
seems
were using it.
ridiculous.
I heard a few places were using it, but like it was like it was a myth they were trying to push it to get done all over the
Aye.
place. But a few places did use it to avoid like offending a few people.
It's total rubbish.
No,
It's
exactly. It's absolutely ridiculous. I mean, it's Christmas. It's Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. It always has been, and it always fucking should be. That's how it is.
Oh, and I did actually read quite an interesting article the other day, and this
Well,
guy was
your
going,
definition of interesting is
Oh,
different
no,
to mine.
no, it was quite funny actually. The boy was going right. I think they quite amusing anyway. He's like, right, okay, they date Easter based on the Jewish calendar. They should do the same with Christmas. That way, nobody will come when Christmas is every year because it'll change. It'll be like Easter, and the
I'll be
shops
honest with
will-
you, I didn't actually care when Easter is. I just wait till eggs comes into Sainsbury's and I see the eggs. It's like
So
Ah,
it's
but
Easter
that'll be
shortly.
about 3 months before it.
It is
though.
normally
No,
3 months
but
before.
half a year. If Christmas is anything, we've got Christmas stuff in before we even got Halloween stuff in.
It's true, but then at least you can when the holidays are coming. when I see Easter eggs, like, I must be getting Easter eggs shortly.
Aye, but like just the article itself was quite amusing, but it's quite an interesting idea. Can go on with that idea, like using the Jewish calendar to work it out.
And it's
So
great.
it
I
changed
was,
things
I
a
was
bit.
just going to add there, he was talking about getting Easter eggs, mate. If you buy them too early, they'd go out of date, but it wouldn't really matter for Mark.
No,
No.
no, definitely not.
Well, I've heard this joke several weeks
In
running.
fact, actually, he had to throw his out-of-date donuts out. How
I
the
did-
donuts went out of date.
Well, there were 5 donuts. I'm only one person. I can't eat 5 donuts in one day. Well, I can eat 5 donuts in one day. I chose not to eat 5 donuts in one day because I'm no fat bastard
But the
anymore.
point is here, the quite short point is he actually threw something that was out of date out. He never left it for days. That's
Well, Dee's usually
that's a
gets it,
sad
to be
point.
honest. He's like a wee dog, he just eats anything. No, but I want to bring it back to the football thing. I mean, because I will admit that it was not the best of laws. It clearly isn't it? But they couldn't leave it how it was. Something needed to be done.
Well, no,
They needed,
this
they
is
needed
the
to do
thing.
something.
The laws that they had in place beforehand were perfectly fine.
They
They
just weren't
covered.
being enforced then.
Aye, that's the point we're making. Right, they've basically the law wasn't being enforced right. Now they've enhanced the law to the extremes, and now they're going to try and enforce it now.
Mm-hmm.
Right, all it just takes is for them today was to lift the photos, then hang drawing.
Exactly, aye.
The other thing that annoys me, no, all they had to do was maybe get together with the clubs, get together with the fans themselves, but instead the SNP just went, no, well, they've had every other party went against the SNP on this. Everybody for football and that, with clubs, anything that's associated with football went against it as well, but the SNP just said, no, we'll no fucking listen to any use. We're doing what we want. That's it.
That's Mr. Salmon for you.
You're saying there, D's can like they can sit down with the clubs and like, the fans and that, but how many times have you heard like clubs saying, look, Kim, we've got hardline elements in our support, can please don't do this, if you do it we'll get fined, we'll get this and the next thing, next game comes along and bang, you've got the same thing in use again. Hardline elements.
But the thing is, it's always a wee group that spoil it for everybody, it's not the entire place.
But like if the SNP can clearly see that the clubs cannot keep it under control themselves, then like, well, you can't keep it under control, so why are we actually listening to you? Because you can't keep it under control, so we're going to do it our way, and well, because you didn't come to talk, but you can't control yourself, so
I'll go back and forward, because to be honest, they just need to sort out the wee groups that are doing stuff wrong constantly, week after week, it's like the wee group or the one person or whatever, they're doing it wrong, and just let's get rid of them. Let's deport them, shoot them, get rid of them, get them away from us.
This wee group that you're saying is small in the football ground, but it's actually quite widespread. Like outside, I mean, obviously like, your hardcore pubs and stuff like that, like that are built around like, the support for particular teams, that'll be spread to there as well.
I mean, a lot of it will be people following the main arseholes. A lot of it will be there'll be a family or whatever. There'll be a one wee group of arseholes, and then there'll be a good bit of followers. All you need to get rid of is a group of arseholes. The followers, they could get a scalp right enough. But once you get the main arseholes that start it, the ones that start it every week, get rid of them, and I would reckon would be a lot better.
We're talking about enforcing the police. Both likes the Rangers and Celtic have singing sections in their grounds. They are a group there. Now the whole point of that group there is to sing the right songs.
Atmosphere.
Right. But the thing is, they didn't actually do anything wrong, right?
Mostly. I mean, there has been some things that have been a bit dodgy.
Well, no, really, no. Between the Green Brigade and the Blue Order, hadn't really done much.
Well, no as a whole, but there's been a couple of dodgy folk in it, surely. I mean, I listen to the Real Radio football phone and they're argue back and forward, oh, they shouldn't have done this, they shouldn't have done that.
Well, the main one's talking about usually about standing up, but that... Well, the SPL just looked into getting standing sections a day.
You were saying to
safe standing section.
Stands. She didn't want to be standing and suddenly get hit by a football or something. That could be dangerous.
But
speaking of that, actually, if you can split unrelated, but like Mum was walking, we were at ice hockey one night. Mum was walking back with some coffees, and she actually got pelted off the side of the head by a puck. So she went.
I like how you're smiling at this. I'd like to point out everybody else in the room. It's shock horrored at this. We're not happy about this at all. Craig's mum's been hit by an ice hockey puck, whatever it's called, and Craig's just sitting there laughing.
It was highly amusing. One minute
it was highly amusing.
She's walking on with the coffees, and the next minute she's doing on the deck, and you're sitting there going, "What the hell's happened to you?"
Well, I think your Christmas present has been reduced to an iPod. That's shit in a box.
Got me an iPod anyway, so I'm not bothered.
Quite happily take a shit in a box.
You're not even getting the box. I'm just going to stand next to your letterbox and fire it through.
Man, not getting that present, mate.
No, sorry, Deez. I'll just have to get you dust this year. Well, it was never a surprise. He can't all year. He's been getting that. He can't all year.
I mean, that's obviously changed now with the Flyers going to a different league, but that's a different story entirely. I mean.
Well, I think the last thing on football, the last thing I've got to say anyway, because it's the last thing I could think of.
Is it shit?
No, it's no shit. Well, it might be shit. It could be shit. I reckon much about football. Deez will tell me if it's shit. He'll not hesitate.
He's biased though, so he'll say it's good because he likes it.
No, well, no, go to football. But
I'm not going to talk about football. Well,
it's right.
Mainly, when they start singing all these offensive songs, I think there must be a lot of young folk that go to it. I don't mean your age. I mean like younger.
Aye, there's young bands, but there's
that'll follow along with the songs and know what they're actually saying.
There's specific sections though. There's each grund usually has a family section, so it's for families.
I understand that, but I mean, you hear the songs. I mean, they're loud. You can hear it from the other side, and you get folk that sing along, like wee bairns that didn't understand what the offensive word means, and they'll learn them.
And they'll like propagate it outside, and then folk will be like, "Oh, what's this?"
The thing is, it's just the same like she was swearing. She knows swear at the football because bairns might pick it up. She knows swear at all in front of a bairn.
Oh, I'm the one for discussing about swearing because I
mean, in general, there should be.
There's industrial language.
I mean, come on, there should be some standards at least, kind of for public behaviour. As Chloe would say, there's a bit of decorum.
But the thing is, Craig, right? People go to the football and they ken what the football is like. They ken what they're taking.
I know, but I think that's maybe the point the SNP are trying to bring in. They're trying to make it more family friendly. Let's get rid of the offensive songs so wee bairns can go.
So what you're saying, Deez, is that it should be accepted that people are going to be swearing about that. So the fact
Well, I think the
is,
swearing
Well,
thing's
swearing's
like,
industrial language.
You're never
and
going to
there's
get rid of
nothing
the swear.
actually. Let's be honest. There's nothing wrong with swearing. If you look in the dictionary, bastards in the dictionary.
Oh, some folk.
But you
See,
see,
Things
the
like
word
that.
bastard
bastard
is.
has
You need
been
that word.
used.
Yeah.
That is a proper. People are using it. It's used more as. Obviously, it's not used in the swearing context, but before it was perfectly accepted. And it was part of the.
I'm
They
perfectly
get
acceptable
me
to
wrong,
say
I
to you
reckon
right
there's going over the top with
Oh, there's
fuck this, fuck that, fuck blah blah
there's
blah.
extremes.
Right?
That would be me.
But if something happens saying I gave a football ref, he's like, oh fuck off ref. Should that be disallowed?
No, but I mean,
I mean, especially if if folk are complaining about the fact that kids these days.
it's
in
different. It's
America, I
different.
can
Like
sort of say
one
that, but like
or
in-
one or kind of like a few folk shouting that out at a referee. It's when you get the Hill Stadium singing
But-
this one
Well,
song.
for example,
You
there's,
could hear that for miles. I mean, remember we went to the Scotland game, doing in
London.
London. Where was whatever stadium?
Scotland,
I
the
mean, I was
Emirates.
miles away, and I could hear you sing. I'm not saying there's anything wrong with this. I could hear you singing the floor of Scotland, which was good. I could hear that. I was trying to sleep, mind you. You woke me fucking up. But no, but there's nothing wrong with that. What I mean is, if the Hill Stadium starts singing offensive songs like that, that's a problem
Well,
because that's
that's
them going outside the football ground.
But that's the
It's
thing
getting-
is that the Hill Stadiums aren't they singing these, well, when I say offensive songs, obviously it depends on different folk, but
Well, I
let's
mean,
say
I think
sectarian
we
bigotry
all-
songs.
I think there's a grey zone, and then we all can the major
see,
ones that are
The
bad.
thing is, like, I mean, like, going back to like swearing, like, things are like totally different. I mean, I've been to quite a good few. I mean, I'm not a football fan, I'm a rugby fan. I mean, I've been to quite a good few
they're
like
bit shite,
Scotland
to be honest with you.
international games, and like the level of behaviour there is like pretty much impeccable. You didn't hear any sort of songs getting sung about the place about any team or any. There's like little to no swearing if any. I mean, and so the question is why should football not follow in the same thing? If anything, rugby's the more aggressive sport. I mean, come on, literally, it's legalised violence. I mean, we literally go there to bash the living crap at each other
Well,
and have fun doing it. So
the
why
thing
should
is,
that
Craig,
not be
see,
the more aggressive sport? Why should
from
it be
a
more aggressive
fan's
sport?
point of view, it was always known as that the football was your working class, your rugby was your higher class.
Aye.
That was the way it's
Yeah.
always been.
Aye, but like, I mean, obviously,
Well, it's not going to change overnight, but I think maybe
but the thing
this
is, we've
law's
spent
been
that
brought in to
long
change
breaking
that.
down the class system. Why should we maintain these sort of these remnants of past age? I mean, literally, they're naked.
Well,
It
like
should be
you say, it's
eradicated.
passed down for families. I mean, dads take their bairns to the game. Again,
Well,
that's how you started going, because your dad would imagine would have taken
Aye.
you to the game, and then
But-
you take. Well, Christ, if you hate bears, fucking hell.
Fuck you.
But I would imagine
But-
you would take the wee boy or fuck the poor wee lassie getting dragged along to a Scotland game every
But
single
the thing is, right, my dad first took me to a game, right, for Scotland Lithuania, 1999. What the day is,
Did
you
they
leave
beat
early
that
in the morning, right,
Did they get beat that game?
we won 3-0, you cheeky cunt.
You can't blame him for asking. To be fair, you can't blame him for asking.
Right, but I'm what, that age, 7-year-old, I'm in a pub for 4 hours before the game. I go to the game and I'm in a pub after the game.
Surprised you're not an
Must
alky
have been
bastard.
hammered.
And, but so you're picking up with this language anyway. But that's bairns when they get older. You can what's right and you can what's wrong. I'm sorry, that doesn't matter how you're brought up. You can yourself what's right and what's wrong. You make the decision
No, I
to do
think
what you do.
there's clearly a lot of bairns these days that
Oh,
didn't care
definitely.
what's
No,
right.
I'm
and
talking
wrong.
about when you get older,
Aye.
right?
Aye, no,
You
but-
can when you get to 16. Well, even 13, 14, 15.
Ah, but-
You can what's right and what's wrong,
we
Mark.
do, but there's a lot of Neds you'll see about that are.
And they just
Just
can't
the-
grasp the concept.
Aye.
Right? You know what I mean? Like the other day, for example, one of your store managers was that, or department managers,
Oh,
was
that's
actually
just
jumped.
fantastic. Sorry, this is a fantastic story.
But no, but
because
he,
actually,
he was
I do like
actually
the
he was
guy,
actually jumped outside their store by two 13-year-old lassies. There was a group of boys there, no, but basically this group of Neds had been hanging about the store and all the time, but the police were there, no. But like he got jumped by these like two 13-year-old.
Well, you
No,
say
but
jump.
they came what
She
they're
basically
doing. They
scared
came
them
when they
off.
jump.
But they came with their name, but like, so obviously they didn't ken right and wrong. So to be able to say people ken right and wrong, young
Well-
kids these days really have no idea what they're
disagree
doing.
with that.
See, I would say they do ken it's wrong. They're
Yeah.
just dead in it anyway.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying. You get to a certain age, it's fair enough if you're talking about like an 8 or 9-year-old might not ken that about swearing
Well,
or
legally,
whatever.
I suppose at 8 you should. Is it no 8? The
Aye,
age
but
is
if you,
it?
aye, but if you're talking about like something like swearing or that or whatever, can tell somebody to fuck off or whatever, right? But when you get to 13, you can. I'm sorry, it doesn't matter how you've been brought up.
Well, no,
you can
I
what's
agree
right
that
and
you
what's wrong.
should ken. I agree you should ken, but I think there's a lot of bairns that think that just assume it's acceptable to behave like that.
Yeah.
Kids these days
I'm
are
not.
pretty
I'm
much
not agreeing.
atrocious.
I'm not agreeing that it's right. In fact, if it was up to me, I'd have them fucking deported. You can fine, I would.
I mean,
But there's a lot of folk that just assume that they've watched obviously older brothers that have been arseholes or sisters, whatever. Let's not be sexist. There's a lot of arsehole lasses, I know. I mean,
Well,
you walk out in the
let-
street, you see them.
let's be
Chloe
honest.
Henderson's in the corner there. But But there is a lot of them that just assume it's acceptable to behave like that.
And it depends what their home likes are as well. I mean, round where I say there's like a load of wee kids, and I mean, like, see the amount of times I've been walking on the street or something, and you've got kids like 4 or 5 year olds that are sitting swearing everything, and like middle fingers and everything, and it's like, you're like, what are you doing? You shouldn't be doing that at that age. What the hell's happened to you?
Well, the one that annoys me from a personal point of view is when they always talk about the parents splitting up and that kind of effect. My parents split up when I was 7. No, I'm sorry, I came what was right and what was wrong.
Aye, I mean, it would depend on the family. I mean, if the parents
Well,
have split
aye.
up and they are perfectly fine parents, so and they know them and they're good parents, then everything's dandy there, and that really won't have an effect in that sense. But if the parents have split up and, let's be honest, they're complete arseholes, then that will affect.
I don't
kids
think
in
it
that
comes
way.
down to parents splitting up. I think it just comes down to the parents in general.
Exactly. Like whether they're together or whether they're like in different continents, as long as they're decent folk.
But I mean, it's not.
then the
You
kids
go
will be-
nature, nurture, whatever. But it's not just the parents. It's a whole social
The
groups.
thing
and
is, as
scale
well,
and
you talk about
who
folk
they-
being-
who they meet up with.
You talk about folk being arseholes, it's generally when they're in a group with their pals. You get anybody
Aye.
on their own, they're probably
Aye, they're not.
99% of folk never give you any hassle.
Aye, no, I definitely agree that that's what I mean with the football as well. Once you get up there in a group, there's always one that'll probably start it, and then the group can go along. Whereas if they didn't have that person starting it, the group might know. You know what I mean?
The thing, going back to the football, is that
I really wish I had
See-
to went back to football. I do like football, but we'll go there.
see this problem though, Mark, they always talk about this problem. It's not so this has just came in, this has been
Well, no, it's been there forever.
there forever.
Aye, I'll
right?
give you that.
They're only now just trying to restrict can do stuff. The thing is, it was never offensive years ago, so how's that offensive now?
Well, I think it's always been offensive. We've
I
just
mean,
come to
it's
accept
more,
it.
it's more because of the fact that obviously we're moving towards the politically correct aspect of things. They're going to kin what folk really shouldn't be doing.
Well, I'm
this.
not
So
arguing.
They shouldn't be doing it.
I know
anyway,
I'm not arguing we
but-
should be politically correct. I'm just saying the songs that are clearly offensive, kind of ones that go on about terrorists and whatever. I didn't go with football. I did kind of songs, but you can imagine the songs that are everybody can notice. Right, that's no one. That shouldn't be sung. Just didn't do it.
However, that is actually completely subjective because the folk that are singing it might think I'm actually perfectly justified singing this because this is what I believe and I don't
No,
see
but
it
that was
as
my
offensive.
point. That was my point.
You know.
The parents or the adults in that they
Aye.
might believe that, but see the kids in that are hearing it. They weren't around at the times. I mean, I wasn't around at IRA times and
Aye, but
whatever.
I mean,
and they
some-
hear
some
these
of the stuff
songs.
they're singing.
No, and they hear these songs. Let me finish my point.
I will.
They hear the songs and they don't care what it's about. They just hear it sung and they'll repeat it.
I mean, let's be serious. I mean, some of the songs that are sung. I mean, when they're talking about the Irish and that, I mean, they're talking about the potato famine, which is what 18 or say 56. It might not be, but I mean, come on, who at the football grounds these days was actually alive when that happened? Nobody.
There's-
So I mean, like,
Well,
that
there's a lot
song
of
got
old
banned,
bastards
Craig,
here.
and for all honesty,
Aye.
I'm going to come out and say that was a fucking disgrace that got banned. The words are, the famine is over, why don't you go home? They've never at any point said, oh, you Irish cunt, fuck off back to Ireland, you're a fucking knob. And that's
it's-
never
it's-
happened.
It's a whole background behind it because obviously when they came across, there was a whole load of like clashing between the two, with the Scots already here and then the Irish coming across because they were wanting to.
But I don't understand why
and that's why folk
why
didn't like
we're
it.
hearing songs about that anyway. Can we
Well-
not be cheerful?
Well, I mean, like, it just.
I mean,
it's-
I'm not one for being cheerful, but just fucking watch the ball move about and shut up for
Aye.
5 minutes.
Exactly, I mean,
Christ!
No, the whole
so
point
it's
of the
just-
football is that you're meant to have a bit of atmosphere about it.
The atmosphere
That's what
should be
draws
watching
it.
the ball.
No, that's
Surely
what draws you
not
to
the
it.
point of football.
Aye, but it's what draws you to it. See, a lot of folk go to the football, and the only reason you're there is for the football, but it's for everything else that goes along with it.
Part
You
of
get
the
your
experience.
atmosphere. It's like when you get a party atmosphere, it's great. You see folk, like say, when I go to the Scotland away games, Marking folk for Ayr, Elgin,
Aye.
there's a lassie for Sheffield that goes first. A boy that stays in Estonia now as well.
But there's never been really a problem. Like you've not heard on the telly about bad things happening at Scotland games. I mean, remember what was it? The one down in Manchester
That-
when one group ruined it for everybody.
That was
But-
was that not the Rangers?
Aye, that was the UEFA Cup thing. But the thing
you
is,
see, it's fine if you go away for a
but
game and
the
that.
problem is, Mark,
like that.
this is where a main problem comes. So a lot of folk talk about the football and blah blah blah. They're only seeing for what they see on the telly, on the news.
That's
The
true.
news doesn't give a fuck about. See, what the news will tell you, like, see, there's one story for Manchester that did really annoy me was when they talked about. It was just basically went in the headlines: Rangers fans batter policemen. What they didn't tell you is that there's 4 guys that battered them weren't even Scottish; they were English, right? They did take Rangers taps on, so they might have been Rangers fans, but there's a good
Oh, I
possibility
hope
that
so. They're not just wearing
No.
a Rangers tap for the band.
There's
Yeah,
a good
that's-
possibility that
that's
there
just
wasn't.
like- It's like that's like your rent a thug. You can like
Right.
when you had the student protests earlier in the year, and like all the folk just went in there, and it escalated into violence. Well, they folk that were escalating into violence, they didn't care about the students.
Oh,
They
it's
were
the same
just
with the
there-
riots. I
they
mean,
were-
a lot of the
exactly.
folk didn't care about.
They were
But-
just there to like
Right.
basically kick them and shit everybody. So if they're like, well, we'll get some cheap Rangers taps, we'll put them on, it'll make us look as though we're like Rangers fans, happy days,
And that's
then they'll go cause hell.
that is actually what happened. There was a few down there, like in for Millwall, Chelsea, Stoke firms. They were there. Dickin there was any. I'm assuming Manchester. It was on their doorsteps. So Dickin they would have been out. But there was a few there that just done that. They went with the Rangers taps because that way
Aye, the
that's
thing.
no affecting them.
Aye.
But the thing is, the other one is, didn't they? And the news talked about these 4 guys that battered them.
But it doesn't matter
Right.
what kind of fan
No,
they are.
but
The point
aye.
is that they're doing stuff that should be.
Aye,
booted
but the
for.
thing is, but that bad name then goes on to Rangers. That's Rangers' fault. But they never tell you about the 2 Rangers fans, the 2 Scottish boys for Glasgow. One of whom was a doctor that dragged the policeman away. The boy patched him up and took him to the hospital. They never
No,
tell
well,
you
I
that.
was for the
No,
biggest story
I mean,
grabber.
that's the media.
Aye,
Aye.
exactly.
That's a whole other thing.
And that's
Yeah.
the same with the other things as well. Like say the amount of
Well, you can't believe much of what you read in the paper. I mean,
Aye.
it's all exaggerated pish anyway.
the amount of money that must be raised for charities through football grounds is unbelievable.
I definitely.
Oh,
We're
no,
not,
but
we're
sure,
not, we're not
I'm
saying
not-
that they're
I'm
no
not
force for
saying
good.
we're going to get rid of
But I mean,
football.
it's just like some aspects that really need to be changed, or need to be looked at in a way that makes it much
Well,
more
I think
socially
to
acceptable
wrap
in a
up
sense.
on this point, basically, I'm thinking they've brought this law in, very good. They've got it. It's not the best of laws. Clearly, 5 years is an extreme, and I would doubt they're highly planning on giving everybody the maximum sentence.
no,
It's
they'll
not going to be
give-
5
No,
years.
the way
I
judges go
think-
these days.
I know, but I think it's basically to put a bit of fright, and I realise it's not putting much fright into a lot of fans, but
Well,
I think that's the point to get across is it's a scare for them. It could be 5 years. I think in most cases, like first time offences, what you said, it could be £40,
Well-
it could be unlimited, but it's going to be a reasonable kind of fine, I would imagine, at first.
well, they
and
can.
then
But
escalate for there.
the thing is that the minimum, the fine for the last time was 800. That was before. No, you're assuming it's going to be increased.
Well, I think
And that
it
was
would depend
800
on
if you
each
put
case,
it
I would
guilty.
imagine. Aye. I would
Well-
imagine if they're saying minimum 40, that again depends what judge, depends the police leniency and whatever. But if they, I would assume, this is Glasgow police or whatever, but I would assume
Strathclyde.
Strathclyde is it? Whatever, I didn't fully police, to be honest, to chase me that fucking much around 5. But I would assume that they're going to try and deal with a lot of it with fines and this. I was about to say death sentence, didn't you hit me? The 5 year maximum penalty is going to be for extreme cases with repeat offenders that will keep doing it and are not going to plan on stop doing it.
Another thing I like to add before you move on is about the folk that went to the Parliament when they were doing the thing for the bill. Who I think what was it? They had T-shirts and each one had an individual letter and basically spelled "Football fans, not criminals" on one side, and on the back SNP, shame on you. And we went to a silent protest. Now you hear the right in
That's
this
your
country.
first problem there, silent protest.
They have the right in this country to go and hear a protest, but yet they weren't allowed in. Is that right?
No.
Well, I suppose it's
I'd say
you,
that.
you have to debate
Well,
debate
they were
that
never
going
into the
forward.
Parliament building.
They weren't allowed. There was some they weren't allowed in, but they checked beforehand. Apparently, they said that they were allowed in, and then when they turned up, they went no. Basically,
Oh, yeah, it
Maybe
might
crowd
depend on,
size
like,
as
who
well.
they
I
ask
mean,
or
it
not.
depends. But obviously, not being there, I couldn't comment. But I will comment anyway because that's me. It's just one of the things. You can. It's not right. I mean, clearly they should have been allowed to protest. For whatever difference it would have made with the because the SNP, you came with like they've got their majority now. They're going through it. Everybody else was against them. Nobody was happy with it.
I would
But they got it
still
through
imagine
anyway.
even though this minute the protest against the bill itself. I'm assuming that'll still go on. That'll probably be fueled
I
even
dare
more
say,
now.
I dare say the fact that they never got in actually gave it more precedent
I
in the
will-
media. Like if they
Aye.
had gotten in, it might have not made. It might have not
I
made
wouldn't have
headlines.
made much. I think, honestly, Mark, I agree with you. I think it would have made much of a difference if they'd been there because
No, I
the
don't
fact
think
is,
I think if anything,
was-
they actually got more press out of not being
aye,
allowed in.
the thing is that it was all the SNP voted for it and then nobody else voted for it.
No, I think
That's
that
how-
SNP would have been told. That would have been a 3-line whip.
Aye.
You're
Definitely.
voting for that, or
I
you're
mean,
out.
that's the thing about the SNP. They're actually quite a fractured party, despite the fact they appear quite United they're actually quite fractured underneath it.
Well,
which is
they'll
quite
have been
interesting.
told. They'll be told by the whips, right?
Aye.
You have to vote for yes. You vote for no on this, you're out in your arse.
Aye, but I mean that shows just how much backbone that these people have actually got. That like it could be like.
Well, I can't. You can't say backbone. I mean, when you're getting 3 lines, you didn't vote against it, or you're out.
Right,
There's
so
nothing you can do.
that means you've got to stop ignoring your constituents.
Oh, by the way, I should mention, I didn't ken for a fact that was the deal.
They can.
But I would assume if
Chances are it
everybody in
would
the
have been a 3-line
SNP
whip.
voted for it, it was a
3-line whip.
aye. I would imagine.
I mean, all you do is look at the House of Commons and you'll see that 3-line whips didn't always work. I mean,
No, always.
the
But
recent
they
votes
have
on
a
like
they have
Europe
a
and
major
like that. I mean,
difference.
they got the Senators for the Conservative backbench have gone against the 3-line whip. So
The Conservatives are out in their arse, and anyway, that's some he'll fuck up across there. But we're not getting onto that.
leave the Conservatives out of this.
I wish we would just leave them out in North Sea somewhere.
Behave.
We were going to bring up a story that Daniel's brought us, but Daniel's not actually arrived yet.
No, you could wait till he comes in.
We'll pause. We'll hold off on that story, but we'll move on to another story now, which we've been talking about for weeks actually. These is determined that these trams in Edinburgh are going to be finished.
They'll be
before the new
finished
bridge.
before the bridge. I'm
Right.
telling you.
No, I'll tell you, they're getting on fine with this bridge because they have cones up everywhere on the roads.
Yeah.
There is no actual
Have
work
you
getting
seen-
done. There are cones everywhere.
Aye, so
never
they're getting on
mind,
a bit fine.
They're getting on
then,
with it
aye.
fine. This is a 2,000-year job.
The
Aye,
cones
you
do
never
really
mind.
well.
The cones are good. The
Never
cones
mind,
stop me driving.
Never mind if the bridge is going to be finished first, or if the trams are going to be finished first. Are we going to be finished talking about it first? Is the question.
No, we will talk about this for and actually, I didn't really follow the tram news because I'm in Edinburgh, but I'm at Herrick. Well, I'm not in the centre. I didn't get trams, but like I seen the map that was first proposed for it to go everywhere, which was fantastic. And then as you see the stages come down, and now it's a single line.
Aye.
What
That single
a
line.
waste of money.
That single line will be finished before the bridge.
I doubt it.
I'm telling you.
It'll be finished first because it'll basically go for one stop down the street.
Aye.
That's
So I'm
basically
saying
what it's going
the
to be.
trams will be finished first.
Aye. I don't think you can call that
It's saying it
finished.
like
I mean,
complete tangent again. I love my tangents, but speaking of stops, I absolutely hate it when you're on the bus and you've got literally 2 stops that are like literally.
trams to bus.
Because you said stop, bus stop.
I wish you'd stop pissing me off.
Aye, compared to your a bus on a train.
Aye.
To be fair, you tell me the story about somebody getting kicked off a moving
A
transport
train.
machine
A
thing.
train.
We
We
said
I assumed
train.
it was
We
a
said
bus.
train.
Well,
we
I
said
assumed
train.
it was a bus.
You weren't listening.
We talked about
But,
buses a week before.
But anyway, it just completely annoys me when you've got like 2 stops that are literally like 15-20 metres apart on the same street. It's like, what's the point?
There's one I think in Wellesley Road as you're coming along Wellesley Road, and you got just where the Wellesley line is. You've got to
didn't
stop
care
there.
about Wellesley Road.
Around the
honestly.
corner is another
Another
stop. Even though you've got about 300 fucking miles to the next stop before it.
300
Exactly.
miles.
Aye.
That's a long bus.
I was going to say
You're
5.
going from Aberdeen
Aye.
down to London.
I was going to say 500 miles, but I thought it might get
the
done for
proclaimers
copyright.
would, the
Aye.
proclaimers
So
would be
that,
a-
and that's like when folk get on the
proposed
bus at one stop and literally travel in the street and get off at the next stop. It's like, could
Right.
you know just walked? Come on, lazy
Right,
person.
Well, that's
Anyway,
that's
Speaking of
completely
buses,
off my point.
about folk trying to make buses, I know.
What are you talking about?
When
Make
I say make buses, make it on time for the bus.
Aye,
folk that miss
there is
buses.
a certain somebody that every time he tries to come down here never manages to
You
get
see,
the right bus,
that-
despite the fact that the buses run at the same time
That
every
is
week.
because my mum has got the most annoying habit. He's speaking to me just as I'm about to leave the house.
I think it's because you've got the annoying habit of no leaving enough time.
No, she's.
Well, to be honest, after you laughing at her getting hit in the side of the head by a puck, I didn't get away that problem
No,
anymore.
I pretty much think you're going to go in and be thrown out on the fucking
Oh,
bus.
she's working the right. It's fine.
Oh.
Anyway, Steve,
So
what's
Steve-
your thought on this?
Steve will
drums?
be well happy to tell her about this.
So
Well,
she
I'd put money down on the trams being finished last.
You think?
Yeah.
Good,
one.
right, that's
I've
another
done-
one for the bridge. We're off for the
There's
bridge.
So much hassle. Well,
Right. I mean, but my point was, these trams, right, I mean, you seen the original map and it looked decent, it looked like this could be a good thing. I mean,
yeah.
they could go even up to Cameron Toll or wherever, but I didn't think that was on the original map, but it was close.
You seem kind of obsessed with Cameron
That's
Toll.
only-
I was
it's-
mentioning Cameron
it's
Toll.
It's
only
only
other
plus the
place-
kins.
It's the only place in Edinburgh that's far away that I ken pretty much. I didn't ken a lot of places in Edinburgh. I ken Rickert and Murrayfield, Cameron Toll.
Leith.
No, they ken there. Never been
Sun
there.
shine on Leith.
The sun could be shining wherever. Just you stay in Paisley and be quiet.
Oh, I'm going there next week.
Aye, so you're not going to say anything about Paisley being a shite hole
I
this
take
week?
it that's why you've got loads of folk in tonight, just in case I do make it back alive. You'll be doing interviews.
Aye. I'm preparing because you're not going to make it back next
He's about to
next year.
cast an alibi there.
Uh,
Telling you, man gets killed in Paisley. Well, these.
they're not counting as a man. Like.
My main point was the tram original plan looked quite good. No, it looks like a waste of time.
They've had to get the route shorter and shorter.
Aye, I mean, what's the point in that?
Has
And
that-
it's what I can't remember her name, but she was on the telly yibbering away, the chief of Edinburgh City Council, whatever her name is. Silly cow.
But we'll go with that. Silly cow.
Cow, aye, it's doing to her probably. I mean,
And like the best-
just get a grip of your fucking cell and let's get the trams
Exactly.
sorted.
The best it was, she was sitting there going, "Can what? You can I'm the head of this council. We're overseeing everything." But you can what? It's no
You
my fault.
overseen it with your eyes shut though.
Exactly. But she's going, "Can what? It's no my fault. Can anybody else anywhere else go? Can what? This is
That's the
fucked up.
problem, and we've
I'm
talked
gonna-
about this
I'm
before.
going to step down."
It's folks saying it's not their fault. Somebody needs to be accountable. Her,
Exactly.
ultimately.
I mean, like,
And
if you
saying
notice,
it's not
like,
a fault,
at the
it's
head
just
of like
not
other
on.
groups and that, folk have went, "You can what? This is fucked up. I'm going to stand in. You can what? I've been saying, I'm standing. My leadership's not great. Somebody else can take the position."
Aye, if it was
She
up to
went,
me.
"Can what? It's not my problem. I'm not stepping in. I'm not stepping in. It's no
Well,
problem."
we've talked about this before. There has to be somebody accountable at the end of the day, and it shouldn't come to the point where they're allowed to say, "I'm going to stand down." No, they should be thrown down. You can't do your job right. You can't do your job right. You can't manage it properly. You're sacked. We'll get somebody that can do it. That's the problem. That's why we've got roadworks on the fucking M90 at 40 miles an hour for 72 weeks. 72 weeks.
That's for
Why
your
do we
bridge.
have roadworks for 72 weeks? I know it's for the bridge.
Just to
but
annoy you, Mark.
72 weeks. That's more than a year.
I'm
Congratulations.
You work on
surprised you're
one
able
road.
to count that.
One
Mark.
road, 72 weeks. Right, I could build a motorway from Aberdeen to fucking Paris in 72 weeks. I could build the bridge for the Channel Tunnel across in 72
Why would
weeks.
you want to build a
I
bridge
bet
for
you
Channel
couldn't.
Tunnel?
Why not?
You've got a tunnel. Why do you want to build a bridge?
Because why not?
So
Because
you
I've got
can-
72 weeks.
Across what?
I could do it.
Across what? 22 miles of the open sea.
Why not? I've got 72 weeks. I could do it in 70 and have 2 weeks holiday.
On you go, Mark.
Oh well, I think so. Me, I
Next
think-
question.
Oh.
Where are you getting your funding for this project?
Well, I reckon, but they seem to just pass out billions for trams. I'll just go in the Fife Council and tell them, right, I'll get a new motorway for you. I'll bring loads of folk to Fife for France. French fuckers will be up there in no time.
What we'll do, Mark, is we'll give you a bit of leeway. We'll give you 75 weeks to get this done.
No, I'll do it in 70.
No, we'll
I'll
give
do it in
70
70 and
year
2
and a
weeks
half.
holiday. I'll take me 2 weeks to drive down to France, mind you, but I'll take my holiday.
2 weeks?
Aye, well, I'm driving.
To drive to France?
Is that-
Aye, well, this road's
It's
got
got
40 mile an hour average speed cameras from the start to the end!
I was about to say that.
Sorry about my race here, but 40 mile an hour average speed cameras is not acceptable.
Calm down, Mark.
40
Calm
mile an
down.
hour.
Calm.
And it's not just the M90 now, it's the M9 all the way through.
So is that the M9 through the M90 or?
No, M90 goes on to the bridge goes on to the M9. The M9 goes on to the city bypass. And was that a tumbleweed joke that's just tumbleweeded away?
You missed it.
I didn't miss it, it just wasn't funny.
M9 to M90 you said. All the way
Aye.
through M9, M10, 11, 12.
Still doesn't
Nah,
get it.
nah, I'm not accepting that, I'm sorry. There is no such road as the M11. There probably is, it's in London. There will be, there will be, but it's not connected to fucking Edinburgh. So let's just move on.
We need to get that search for. It'd be funny if it is.
You're going to go look. There is a road, M11, that exists. It's in London, probably. Next to the M20 fucking 5. But
We'll fund it, innit?
These is going to search and be brainy as ever on this phone. I actually heard for somebody at work, I got a compliment. Well, you got a compliment, I got told to shut up, basically. Saying, that Dee's character, he sounds intelligent. You have to stop interrupting him and let him speak. I couldn't fucking believe it.
These sounds intelligent.
I know, it's because you see when he reads out the statements, it's coming directly from his phone.
Aye, exactly. That's what your problem is.
Aye, that's reading out statements that you asked me to read out for the BBC website.
That's very true, but
When you can
that
actually
doesn't
find
mean
them.
you sound intelligent. That just means the person.
What
at
he might have
BBC
been saying
headquarters-
is, he might have been saying I sound intelligent for my viewpoints.
No, I doubt it.
I think he was.
I do think so.
I think you're just jealous now that I've got a fan and you've no.
You've got one fan that works night shift at Sainsbury's. Big fucking deal.
The M11 goes from North Circular in England to South Woodford in North East London.
There we go. Thanks for that long drawn out joke that wasn't funny. And that'll be in the Christmas special, I can guarantee. Like the time you were going to give me directions for leaving to Kenaway on an Atlas.
Never said an Atlas.
It's fun.
Speaking of driving the Kenaway, Mark,
When we drive to Kenaway?
can you manage to get there by going the right way this time? Can no,
Well, that
no
was
taking
a-
a detour.
It was there that I got lost going to Kenaway. I stopped to go to the post office and I was in such a habit because the postman always just leaves me one of their kids. Hates me. He just leaves a kid and I hate to go to Kenaway because I keep ordering stuff from Amazon.
Or appearing at the door naked, one of the two.
Well, he enjoys that, especially when I go to his door. But he keeps leaving me these kids and... Oh, give me a minute to fix that thought in my brain there. Anyway, so I
Should
had to
never
go up-
think about it, Mark. Never think about it.
No, don't worry. DVDs are sold separately. So I always go up to Kenway, I get my post and I come back down. And I was in a habit of doing that today. And I will point out it was me that realised, I'm meant to go to Kenway. And I did a swift 180.
I think you just done it just to try and make that Lollipop Man think he was losing his nut.
I couldn't believe that. 2 Lollipop Man at this crossing, right? 2, and it was manned with traffic
That'd be
lights.
2
Traffic
Lollipop
lights.
men.
Right, well, one was maybe a wee wifey, I didn't ken, right? There was 2 mans, men, who gives a shit, right?
2 mans.
Political correctness going out the window, right? There was 2 fuckers in yellow coats moving bairns across the road, right? At traffic lights, right? Surely these bairns can, I ken they're bairns and it's fucking Kenway, yeah, but crossing roads with traffic lights. I was in Leaving, well, sorry, but they come for Kenway. They come all the way down for Kenway to cross the road at Leaving because there wasn't any Lollipop men in Kenway. So we're all leaving. No, there's none.
There's 3 or 4.
No, I've shot them all.
Alright, thank you.
No passport, out the window.
Or birth certificate.
On no tickets, you're at the window.
Right.
Indiana Jones.
Exactly, and I've not seen Indiana Jones yet, so that joke's still lost on me.
We were talking about that the other night.
I know, they can't believe I've never seen Indiana
It's
Jones.
absolutely fantastic. Straight out the
I
centre
should say you should watch Red. You seen Red?
Yes.
Red is a fantastic. I've seen it 8 times this week. At
9,
least.
9 you said,
9, you
9.
said 9 the
I
other
watched
night.
it
No,
last
10,
night.
because you said 9 up to this point.
Aye, well 9.
No,
10.
he did say that was his 9th
Was it
time of
9th?
watching
I
it.
didn't care. I've seen it a shit ton of times this week anyway.
So good.
The
It's
Tempest is
brilliant.
also very good.
Absolutely.
But the only reason you've watched that many times is because you get easily distracted and you start talking, even to yourself. You just random conversations with your reflection in the mirror. Here you look like a prick. How did he call me a prick, you prick?
As much as I want to deny that, that's a fair point. But I have seen it at least 4 times all the way through. It's a fantastic film.
Well, 4 times out of 9.
Yeah.
That's not bad for you, actually.
It's quite good. And half the time I did get phoned in between and I was kind of watching it and on the phone at the same time.
100-minute conversation.
Can you press the pause button on your DVD remote?
The
No, you
Xbox, the
did-
Xbox new, you speak to it.
Oh.
The new Xbox.
He's really
But
not
the
happy
only
because
one
I think
problem,
they
the only
You
one
sure you're not just
problem.
talking to your cell again?
No, fuck you all. The Xbox listens, right? But they see the only problem.
Does the Xbox do anything when you talk to it?
Right, it works when I'm here myself. See, when anybody else is here and I try it, I look like a moron because it doesn't work. Craig can do it. Everybody's here. Craig speaks to the Xbox. It finds the film. I say Xbox, play love film. Works fine. Anybody else in the house? I say play love film.
That's
it,
'cause
it starts playing fucking.
I'll show you the
Pokemon or
difference,
something.
Mark. I'll tell you the difference now, right? Craig goes, Xbox, play film. You go, here you, Xbox, play that film.
Maybe correct. Yes, but I should understand Scottish.
Sadly, no.
Markish.
Well,
You can never mind Scottish, it should be Markish.
what was my original point? How did I get to talk about the Xbox talking to me?
Because,
Because you sit and talk to yourself in the mirror watching.
aye.
The Red was
And
a
in the
good
car.
film, which gets us back to the other film that you were talking about.
It's The Tempest, it's very good.
No,
No,
that's
no, like
pish.
Tempest.
Pish. Absolute.
Yeah, another good film.
Pish to
It's
me.
brilliant.
Get him to the Greek.
That was a good film.
Stroke the furry wall.
That never mind. We're not want to tell the story of how we went to see that, but let's just move on back to my original story. It was about the trams. I had no idea how we got from trams to films.
That could be
You
tangents.
probably watch about 1,000,000 films before the trams get finished because we all think the bridge has got to be done. We'll take a sweep round the room, but I'm saying bridge. Steve's saying,
Bridge.
Craig's saying.
Bridge.
We've got Donald floating about. What are you saying,
Bridge.
Donald? Donald thinks the bridge as well. He might just be going along with it because he doesn't want to sound an idiot like these. But and I'm sure Chloe was on the bridge too.
Undecided.
Chloe's undecided. She's
I don't
basically
really care.
she basically just is an idiot. And Deez is the only one on the tram. So we'll
Mark,
just.
I can see why
I'm
you're
on the
standing right in the
trams.
room tonight, Mark.
Aye.
You're out of kicking distance tonight.
I am. I'm careful at that.
Oh,
I've already broke one microphone tonight. Let's just no break any more. I never sit next to anybody because they hit me. So I'm always careful of that. But last week you'll remember at the end we played the Hurricane Ballbag song.
we.
No.
We.
Oh Jesus, German and taking.
French.
Just be Scottish. Just
Thought you didn't speak French,
No.
Mark.
I'm not even going to go there. You came what I want to say.
What?
Shh. Fermier
Henderson,
LaBouche.
pipe down. What was I talking? The end of last week's episode. If you actually decided to listen to it and didn't get bored of me ever none all night, we played the Hurricane Ballbag song. That was for the Alex Salmond Sensational Gastric Band. They have also got a song about the trams. It's called Born to Rust, and we're going to play that right now. This is an edit point, by the way. When we edit this, put the song in. Smashing.
These is your point to say it again.
What am I meant to say?
It's an edit point, so what
Anytime
Ah,
we make an
no,
edit
no,
point,
no,
you
no.
always shout boobs.
How would I do that?
You should do it every time.
That's shocking.
We've got to do that in the Christmas special, I know, because they say that every episode now.
Aye, and I've lost my notes. Right, anyway, back.
So since this has been edited,
No, this is cut edit here. Start again.
cut edit here,
Aye, name your edit.
right here,
Yes. Would you
right,
stop?
right this
Yes!
point.
At this point now, this very second.
That's what here,
You
man.
sure?
I'm absolutely certain.
You positive?
Aye.
Right.
That was Alex Hammond.
So if I was to shout out boobs now, it's not getting edited.
Yes! If you shout out boobs now, Andrew, like always, it will be in the show. Fantastic.
So you're not editing this bit?
No, this bit won't be edited.
You sure not editing this bit?
Positive! Would you just move on?
You're going to edit the other bit anyway.
I'm going to edit your face to my fit. Right, anyway.
Bet you
No.
forget to put the
To
song
be
in.
honest, I'm not pretty sure what... I'm pretty sure... I've absolutely no idea what the story's about. But I've wrote it down as Dead Steamroller. The notes that I take... I will admit, the notes that I take are not the very best of notes. It's written down quickly, so I can just move on.
You honestly written it down as dead steamroller.
And yes,
As though the steamroller's dead.
well, it's not even dead, it's just dead steamroller.
When a funeral for this steamroller.
I'm not sure. I'm not actually sure what the story's about. I'm hoping somebody that tell me about this story is going to elaborate on the dead
the
steamroller.
intelligent person.
An intelligent person.
Seemingly
Yes, can we
intelligent.
please have an intelligent person on next week's podcast? Sorry, Steve. I'm just. I'll
just leave.
group you in the bunch of morons here with the rest of us. Sorry
Cheers.
about that.
That's
Steve's
harsh.
actually been awfully quiet tonight. It's his first time hosting.
Well, so far you've only been talking about stuff that I'm not very interested in.
Oh, don't worry, neither are we.
That's what it's like every week.
Football and politics.
Pretty much. That's pretty much. And we did break his mic as well. Well, we'll say we. Me. Pretty much. I'll take the credit for that. And Andrew's rapidly searching his phone to sound intelligent. So if you're that person at Sainsbury's night shift
No,
listening to
they
this
need to-
now, and you want to hear the intelligent
But
bit,
I think
You
you should
like
name
me.
and shame that person.
See-
me too, but I've actually forgotten who it was.
See, you like to pretend that you're professional on this show, and this brings a wee bit of professionalism.
I do not-
Reading actual statements from a
Right.
source.
Maybe you pretend
That
to
would
be
be called
intelligent
plagiarism,
and
Mr.
professional. I didn't pretend to. I didn't
No,
pretend
no,
to be
because it's
professional.
well known. It's
I'm
on the
just no
BBC
professional.
website.
Right, if anybody
I've
wants
just
to go to
mentioned here the new it's coming for the BBC website. How
So
could I be
we've-
plagiarising?
We've
I've
quoted a
decided-
source. Right, let's just hear it for the
No, you're
BBC.
putting it in there.
Top reporter here, Mr. Andrew Dees. And has he found the story? No.
Exactly, I should be getting
I'm
paid for
gonna
this.
keep-
Eh?
You said that
I should be
before.
getting paid for
You're getting
this.
paid in piss.
So I'm getting shit through my letter. Oh no, sorry, you're doing that to Craig.
Craig's
now.
getting
I'm not
that
even
for
getting enough for the shit through the
No.
letterbox.
Well,
now.
originally it was going to be in a box, and then I wasn't even going to buy the box, and then Craig just.
Now, you're going to shut the fuck up and let me read this.
Well, I was vamping till you found the
I've
story.
had the story for about 3 minutes.
Well, you wait to tell me 2.5 minutes ago. And now your phone's run out of batteries, I would imagine, and you've lost the story forever, and we will
Oh, for
all
fuck-
die not knowing what the story was
I
about.
did believe you. See, as soon as you said that, by the way.
Your phone died.
No.
No.
Right, the story goes, right. A man was trapped for an hour and a half under an 8-ton steamroller,
Was
which
he
he was
dead?
allegedly trying to steal. The 25-year-old, as my phone just blanks out,
Fantastic from the BBC report here.
the 25-year-old was taken to Edinburgh Royal Infirmary where he has been treated for a serious leg injury.
And a fucking brain tumour and all, the
Aye,
fucking
well.
moron.
How do you go for stealing a steamroller and being underneath it?
How do you go to stealing a steamroller? I was thinking,
mean,
what I'm going to
that-
steal?
that
A telly?
boy's-
No. A donut? No.
A bag of rice?
A bag of rice? That's Craig for you? No.
No.
A steamroller. I'm going to steal.
mean, you
you
that-
can where you find plenty of steamrollers? The M90. Just sitting there next to the cones.
Aye.
Aye.
That's
Like,
why it's funny,
maybe-
'cause they want
maybe
to
this
feel
boy's
fast.
goal in life, maybe his like burning ambition was to have a steamroller. Safe to say that's now been crushed, but
Oh,
Oh, and the joke for the week.
Taxi.
right,
Somebody just, would you get rid of the tumbleweeds?
The thing is, right, maybe this guy got fed up with all these roadblocks. Right, he decided, come on, I'm going to steal a steamroller and actually do some work. Maybe that's what he was doing. Aye.
No, no.
You never know what might be going through his head.
It doesn't
No.
really make for a fast getaway though.
No.
No, it doesn't.
No.
However, any
To be fair, you
police
could drive over anything that kind of comes towards
Aye.
you, I would admit.
Well,
But,
if someone's coming to the side, you're
just-
pretty knackered.
That's true.
Make
But,
some pancakes.
To be honest, it's 5 goons, so what's
right,
going
and
to come
I've
into the
got
side of you?
tumbleweed jokes.
Ah, but I'm just... But it's a Christmas sort of... Well, it's the last one of the year.
Christmas.
Who has pancakes
Christmas.
at Christmas?
Well, technically, this is the last show before Christmas.
This is the last live show, 2011. Next
Aye.
week will be all pre-recorded pish.
No, because you'll forget to do it.
It'll be-
Well, I've
no, it'll be
forgotten every
bottled
week to record, but we've actually got some messages. Chloe's still to get us a message, sitting in the corner laughing, as always. She just comes here to get cheered up and a bit of food, to be honest with you. But you will have messages for everybody, and if you're listening to this live, or, well, don't send us a message after Christmas, because that's fucking pointless. But if you hear this message before the Christmas episode goes out, feel free just to go on the website, find the email address, record some kind of message, and we'll put it in at the end of the Christmas special. Or talk to us on Facebook. You've kind of names. They talk to me. I don't want to speak to you, but speak to Craig or Andrew.
No.
They speak to you either. Right, basically, speak to Craig, and he'll give you some kind of tumbleweed joke, and you can send him a wee Christmas message in, and we'll put it at the end. I say I'll put it at the end of next week's Christmas special.
No, you'll know.
I
You
will.
say these things, you'll know.
I will.
That's too much effort.
Right, there's a 20% chance if you do that I'll put it in at the end.
Even that high.
Mm-hmm.
Oh well.
It's because I've got Thursday off work now.
Alright.
Thanks to Steve. Then a wee switch there.
Moving swiftly onwards.
Well known as steamroller.
Well, steaming.
Steaming straight through to Aberdeen. No, but so basically this guy who tried to steal a steamroller and got squished by it. How do you manage that anyway? Because I mean,
Maybe
surely
fell
you
out of
can't really steal it from underneath.
Well,
Obviously,
Maybe just try to lift it up.
well, it's a steamroller. I mean, basically
maybe
you
you drop his wallet.
No,
and you
I
might
don't-
pick it up.
To be
I don't
fair,
understand that, because if you're stealing it, you're going to be in it, like to hotwire it or.
To be fair, right,
If you've
what's
got
the
the
guy
keys, it's
in
basically
Edinburgh?
running
No,
it.
there's more from this. So there's actually 3 of them that tried to do it. One ended up underneath it. There's a 25-year-old who ended up with a serious leg injury, a 26 and a 47-year-old.
I really didn't understand how you can
Well,
lie
see, the thing is,
underneath it.
if he was an Aberdonian, right, and they saw a penny on the ground, that would explain it, because he'd go for it, regardless if that steamroller was in
Actually,
or
they're
not.
tight fisted bastards made you wear for 5 feet, can't talk.
Hey, excuse me,
Mark, you catch a fiver before it's a grand.
why are you throwing
You
fire
drop a
about?
penny piece and hit you in the back of the head.
Right, Winston, that's plenty. Jeez,
But
the hell are they
anyway, maybe it was an Aberdonian, right? Because I'm assuming he might be next to a field.
Where the sheep, I presume.
How did you guess?
Because you're an arsehole and you make the same jokes every week, and there's nothing wrong with Aberdeen. Aberdeen is
I
absolutely
thought you were going to say there's
fantastic.
nothing wrong with shagging sheep there.
Mark might be speaking for experience, but
Either
then
or.
again.
Well, we've got stories coming on later about you and child porn, so I think you should just pipe the fuck down at this moment in time.
Well, I'll
And if
I'll happily say that.
I'm sure you
I'm
will.
resisting the urge to go for another joke here about Mark and sheep and just go into something else.
You better resist the urge, because
But you
I'll
back
resist the urge to use my snow shovel for the first time this year.
as you said there, Dees.
Right. So, right,
Dees had a tumbleweed joke there. Did you notice his
no, I
tumbleweed
wasn't
joke?
listening. I was too busy being
Dees would like
intelligent. I'm
to-
sorry about that.
Re-enunciate your tumbleweed joke.
Oh, well, they can. You want to set me up for it again?
I was going to say something
It's
about
fucking
you and a
Laurel and
sheep there,
Hardy in
Mark.
here, come on!
I was going to say another joke about you and sheep there, Mark, but I'm resisting the urge here.
Aye, hey, backed out.
Fantastic. Let's move on for that pish poor joke. But I still do understand how you could go for stealing a steamroller under a steamroller. That's like I stole a fridge and I ended up in the freezer section of the fridge.
Somebody at work got stuck in the fridge the other day.
There's a handle on the inside. You can't possibly get stuck. And the only way you could get stuck is if you have no hands and somebody shuts the door.
Scott got stuck in it as well.
Scott got stuck in the chiller. Right, Scott, can you do listen to this, but please, just stop doing that.
I don't know. To be fair, I don't know the full story. I heard about that for Jamie,
Jesus.
but I'm not surprised that Scott kept it to himself.
No, neither am I, because there's a handle on the inside.
Yeah,
That's
it's
pretty.
green.
It'd be even
It's,
funnier
right,
if
it's
somebody got stuck
bright
in the
colour.
proper freezer you can. Wait, did somebody
To
actually
be
go
honest though, I think we should actually hide Craig in the freezer, because he goes on about this coffee.
Well, where was he supposed to be the day?
The bin.
The bin.
Bin.
We should mention that Miss, what's her name?
Sullivan.
Miss Sullivan was extremely excited about Craig
Well,
broadcasting
you see,
live from the
it's
bin.
far too cold and it's far too wet and windy there for me to go in the bin.
And Mark couldn't be asked bringing it up the stairs, so.
I wasn't bringing a bin up the stairs.
It's on wheels.
He's gone. Hey, my bin's no got wheels anymore. I'm telling you, it's done about 90 miles round the coast of fucking leaving. Yeah, see the hurricane? It's on a lead. Do you not see? Aye, it's on. I wasn't me put on a lead. It was downstairs.
Frankie.
Aye,
Take it for a walk.
aye. But I'm telling you, it was only Aberdeen. I had to fucking drive along it. Jesus.
So, but that wasn't your Toblerone that week, it was your bin you were
Aye.
after.
Last week I was on a Toblerone chase around. Was it Glasgow?
Aye, he chased a guy to Glasgow for a
I chased a
Toblerone.
Toblerone around Glasgow.
This was
Is
his
that
Toblerone
circular
tracking
Toblerone?
system.
Toblerone track system. If you listen to last week, it was a funny story.
Aye, it was a bit delusional last week. He still is, like, it's nothing different from that.
No, that's just how we always are.
That's just me. I do like Toblerones.
Aye.
And
That's,
scones.
that's Mark dropping a wee hint there if you're wanting to buy my Christmas present.
It's not a hint, it's basically a fucking direct order.
Don't get him Toblerones and don't get him scones.
I've been
Get
hearing
him a
Mark, you're
pineapple
wanting to
pizza.
play Soggy Biscuit at New Year.
I didn't actually care what that is yet.
Oh,
Andrew keeps telling me about that. He keeps
Mark's got the
no, I
burning
didn't.
desire.
I assume it's some kind of perverted thing, and I'm not what I
probably
can.
win though.
Probably, I'm amazing at everything. But I do not want to know
We've
what
lost
this
these.
is.
Oh my god.
Mark.
And I didn't care. I
Mark,
really didn't care what it is, and I
That
didn't want
was
to
their
know.
compliment.
It's fine. It's
Mark,
cool.
I'll bring in a.
No, you will not. You will indeed. You will not.
He
I
wants
do
to
what I
do a
can.
scone.
Oh, aye.
He wants to play Soggy
I didn't want to ken. Please stop and let's go back to the trams. If anybody at this point is offended, we'll be happy to give these 5 years in Beaumont. Right, that's plenty. Carry on.
Jammy Dodgers.
Mark, if you're interested, I've got some rules to Soggy Biscuit up here. I didn't
Wait. Can we have quiet, please? Steve has got the proper definition.
If you'd heard me, I said I didn't want to read them out loud.
Well, but you can't read them in your head. That doesn't get to me.
I thought you didn't want to ken.
Are you sure you like what this is?
Well,
Right,
if Steve's going to tell us.
According to Urban Dictionary, it's a male masturbating game. Contestants all jack off onto a digestive biscuit. Whoever shoots his load first onto the biscuit is deemed the winner. The loser eats the biscuit.
That is absolutely out fucking outrageous. Why do you want to play that?
I'm not
You
you.
just want any excuse to get your cock out.
And do you prefer rich teas, Mark?
No, I'm Toblerones.
It's a scone he wants to use.
Yeah, he wants to get maximum
Anyway.
absorption.
You could do that before I come round.
I don't care if that pun was intended, but
In
it certainly
America,
was
they
there.
call the game Ookie Cookie.
That's enough information for one night.
Sorry.
Steve's got injured
So we'll
himself
move on
up
for
here.
the dead
distracted with that.
steamroller, which the guy actually didn't die,
No,
unfortunately.
well, why did you put dead steamroller?
Because I had the notion, you must have told me this story earlier in preparation, and I must have thought, I hope that arsehole dies.
No, well, he's not dead.
Well, no yet anyway.
Unlike
If you're
Kim
listening-
Jong Il.
Whoever that is, if you're listening to this podcast at this moment, guy that tried to steal the steamroller and got squished by the steamroller, you're an absolute moron. Just
I've got a funny feeling Mark will not be watching this. Well, he's obviously not going to be watching this.
no, his eyes are squished.
Aye. It's a pancake.
It's a pancake. It's basically
Oh God, what was that movie? It's
Craig's thing of films.
March of the Pancake
Star
Man.
Wars.
it's not in Powers. It's something else.
Oh.
Wait, was that the Power Ranger movie maybe years back?
You're watching Power Rangers.
No, it was years back. Was no in there?
Right, if
The
we're
boy
going all
gets-
the way back to Power Rangers,
what
I
you're
want to.
Oh!
Wait,
Yeah,
if we're
the
going back
purple
to.
guy.
Hold
Aye,
on.
he
Yeah.
gets run over with the steamroller.
Right,
And he
hold on.
blows himself back
If
up.
we're going as far back as Power Rangers, I want to ask Steve if he remembers Rainbow.
Yes.
Because I brought it up a couple of weeks ago and nobody believed
Hey,
me.
I
excuse
never-
me.
No,
never
but
watched it.
Deez did, but he thought it finished in 92.
No,
Deez
but
never
it
came
did.
up with- It did.
It did finish in
and it was
92.
brought back.
Aye.
Right, but they hadn't seen Rainbow. And Rainbow was fucking amazing.
It was incredible.
Bungle was great.
Zippy was my favourite.
Oh no, Big Bungle
Ah.
the bear! Fantastic.
Have you watched any of it recently?
Recently, no.
Is it on
Clips.
Nickelodeon or something?
No,
It was on
They
YouTube.
probably wouldn't be allowed to show it now. It's laced with like double entendres.
Really?
Is
Yeah,
that
that's-
like Captain Pugwash?
Well, that was a myth as well. Captain Pugwash wasn't actually that bad.
Yeah, I mean just like the names and that.
Come on,
it's quite-
masturbating semen stain.
That's from what I've heard. That's not true. Not,
Anyway.
don't quote me.
I wonder if the chef had any biscuits.
Anyway, Bungle. Bungle
Aye.
was good. I like
But
Bungle.
watch the clips of Rainbow.
Oh well, I will
Overall,
search this.
really
If any,
dirty.
everybody else, if you're on, listen to your podcast first, then go on YouTube and search for Bungle and Rainbow.
What was the pink hippo's name?
That was Bungle, was it not?
Was he not the bear? Bungle the bear?
Oh right.
I think so. Anyway, I didn't reckon there was a purple hippo.
Pink.
Is that not Barney?
That's a
No, that's a
dinosaur.
dinosaur.
Oh, sorry. Anyway,
But
this was the actual story on my notes.
How did you go from pink to
Scary
purple?
bugger.
I didn't ken pink's like purple.
No, it's not.
Absolutely.
Have you ever seen the colours together?
Yes.
Do they look the same?
Yes. We went to this
Is
last week
this
with Alan
you?
Carr and Jimmy Carr
And Hamish car.
and Hamish Carr. And
Oh.
Christina
And every other
Graham
Carr.
and every other Graham that was in the country, exactly. Have no idea how long we've been podcasting for, but we're up to 7:30 now, so we must have been yapping for quite a while.
An hour, I think.
At
Aye.
least. Very good. So congratulations if you're still listening. You've lived longer than any of us.
Is it Jeffrey the hippo?
That sounds
Oh.
familiar. Big Jeffrey.
Oh no, George, sorry.
George the hippo.
George is described as a pink effeminate hippo who always seemed to be very happy.
We've got the tree of knowledge in the corner here. It's awfully quiet.
When they say very happy, what sense of very happy are they gone with?
Well, they've put an exclamation mark at the end of it.
Nah,
Didn't have any biscuits, but anyway, let's move on, please.
you and your soggy biscuit again.
You were the one that texted me this at like 4 in the morning.
So, Deez, what were you doing at 4 in the morning that made you text Mark about soggy biscuits?
Do you honestly believe him? Who do you think I got a text off of first?
It was an accident. I was trying to text.
I got a text. Sorry for the text loss. Your
Oh no,
last
that
text.
wasn't me. My phone got
Oh.
hijacked. That wasn't me.
Aye.
My phone was
Aye.
stolen by.
And then I got, after I put question mark, I got 2 question marks. So I put 3, to which then 5 question marks came back. When asked, why did you not use 4? Well, no, you can't use 4 because that's an even number and you're an odd bastard. Even though they'd already used 2, so 2's not an even number anymore apparently.
In my defence, I didn't think of the odd joke until after I'd sent 2.
Aye.
If I wouldn't have sent 2, I would have went straight to 3. But you are an odd bastard. You can't deny that.
Never have, but
And again, my phone was hijacked. I do apologise. It wasn't me.
I've heard that before.
We've heard that again now.
Just the same when you sent me the pictures, so that wasn't me, Andrew.
You asked me to send you the pictures. What do you expect me to do?
No send the pictures.
Aye.
Well, clearly that.
Spare his eyeballs.
Well, I'll steamroller his
So
eyeballs.
it's alright, Craig, but as we know, it wasn't that big.
Aye. But if we're interested.
What, your phone? No, it was rubbish. Now shut up.
But it was my old phone. I
It
couldn't. I
was.
didn't
That thing was
get
a
a clear
brick.
picture.
That thing was made before World War II. The army used that fucking thing to communicate with each other.
No, they didn't. They just threw it at folk. That was the same when they didn't have grenades. That was what they used.
Basically, yeah.
Bounced that head the
Aye.
Nazis.
Well, that's what you're talking about. Folk getting hit off the head with grenades. I mean, some of the things that happen at Christmas, like some accidents that happen at Christmas. Did you see that transition, by the way? I was quite impressed. by that.
I've yet to see somebody get bounced off the head with a grenade at Christmas, likes, but
No, I wasn't saying that. I'm saying some of the other accidents that happen at Christmas.
so it does happen at Christmas.
Some things do happen at Christmas.
Grenades get thrown for Christmas.
What happens at Christmas?
Some people get
War
hurt.
doesn't stop just because it's Christmas, Craig.
No, the Taliban didn't come out with
No,
it. It's the 24th. We
I
put
did in
in your turbans.
1914.
Because the turbans are the weapons.
Turbines of mass destruction.
You never know. Hey, it's fucking turbines of mass destruction would have been better than anything else they found. What did they find? Dust. That was it.
Oil.
Oil. Oh, that's dangerous. Didn't pour the oil over my toast. Rubbish. Let's move
Oh,
on.
I wouldn't hate
Anyway,
oil
the
on
transition
toast.
is moving into this list, and this is that.
But see, this is what you do, right? You fuck it up for yourself. See, you get into a different tangent, and then you blame all cunt else for fucking it up. It's your fault in the first place. See, when you next time you do a transition, right? Just go into what you're saying. Just go with it, right? Then you just stop me and go, I'll talk about something else. Just go with it, and you won't hear this hassle.
You were,
Alright, he's lost his away now, he's gone, he's finished.
you were.
Just out you go, son, out you go.
Give me the wheelie bin. You were the one that brought up the Taliban.
No, wasn't it?
Somebody brought up turbines in mass destruction.
You said turbans.
Was it me? Fantastic. No. Right, anyway. Well, you wouldn't get hurt by a turbine, but there are some things at Christmas that surprisingly do hurt people. And Steve is this week has been your crazy reporter that remembered this story for a while ago and found it.
You good?
On Google, somebody shoot me.
Yes, your broom bin.
No, you wouldn't go in the broom bin.
It'd be broom bin there for a
Atlas
shot
to
him.
find directions for leaving to Kennoway. I'm certainly not
Said
going.
that yet.
I'm
It
certainly.
was you that said that.
No,
I mentioned Atlas and you went leaving the Kennoway.
I don't think so. Would I use an Atlas to get to leaving to Kennoway?
I
I'd use my sat nav.
I used Atlas for something and you went, what, are you going to use an Atlas to get from leaving to Kennoway?
I do not think so.
No.
Come on, you just
No, we were all talking about
maps.
maps. We were all talking about maps. He talked about Atlas.
Aye.
You just said
Yes.
turbines of mass destruction, so
Right.
come on.
Turbines are destructive. If you
It's
put
in
a
the-
bomb in them, right?
I saw
Let's
somebody with a
move
bright
on.
orange turbine one day.
Right. Anyway, you've ignored my transition twice now, so I'll go for it again. At Christmas, you get some unusual accidents. This week, Steve has uncovered some of these accidents for us. Steve, please, shut them all up by telling us some of these things that happen at
Excellent.
Christmas.
Right, I should say though it's quite an old article, or whatever you want to call it. But every year, 3 Scots die by testing a 9-volt battery on their tongue.
Shocking.
Another tumbleweed joke!
In 1999, 142 Scots were injured by not removing all the pins from their new shirts out the packet. 58 Scots are injured every year by using sharp knives instead of screwdrivers. 31 Scots have died since 96 by watering their Christmas trees while the fairy lights were plugged in.
Oh, absolutely fun. Wait, just before we go on, I remember a Billy Connolly DVD where he was in a hotel and you can have irons in hotels and it had a label attached to it. Do not use in shower.
Did we not talk
Oh,
about
hair
that?
dryer.
You forgot to say what it was.
Oh, sorry,
To use in the shower.
just some random device that Billy Connolly had in his hotel room. It was a hairdryer, and the plug had a wee ticket on it saying "Do not use in the
Did we
shower."
not talk about that one time? We talked about somebody actually using their hairdryer in the shower and not in the shower. My
I've
hair's
no
not
idea.
dry.
I can't remember, but
I'm pretty sure we talked about that at one point.
I do remember Billy Connolly, his DVD, saying that story. It was absolutely hilarious. I was on the flare because I used my shower with a hairdryer. Anyway, back to Steve. Take the floor.
19 Scots have died in the last 3 years believing that Christmas decorations were made of chocolate, and obviously they weren't.
Well, Mark, let's see about your trade. You got any chocolates on that yet?
No, I couldn't use
no,
ourselves.
no.
We're coming in and the tree was stripped of chocolate.
Tree's looking awfully dry, Mark. You know, been water in it.
No, the lights are on, sorry.
Aye. Where am I? Aye. Scottish hospitals reported 4 broken arms last year after Christmas cracker pulling accidents.
Christmas cracker pulling accidents.
You think that the wife just battered him, really?
That's a dangerous.
No, I think that's what Craig was getting on it.
Oh, what was Craig getting?
When he did his inverted commas again, which nobody could see.
Nobody could see that because even the folk on the live stream, Craig's got his back to. And I should say, I'm actually over this side this week. I never am because I'm usually.
That's why we've got the viewers.
Pretty much.
Fuck
You! Excuse me! No,
Mark at
because
his
this
best.
week we're actually being produced by a professional, Steve, that's
Semi-professional.
well, he's more professional than me anyway, that monitors all the levels. I basically turn them to 1 and let it go.
Well, at least you're a semi-professional. Mark just acts professional with a semi.
Nice.
That's no semi. Anyway!
Right, what did we say, Daisy?
You just proved it.
No, wait, I was going for the opposite.
No.
Never mind.
Hey.
Oh, they can. I went on a Hoover called Herbert last week, and I came what? I
It was
just
called Sam, apparently,
It was
according to
called
you.
Sam, was it really?
I thought it was Jenna, but
Oh.
We're not going to go there. We're not going to go there because Jenna actually heard one rant I done one week, which I should apologise for. Although
No, I'm going to bring up this point, right? Jenna, if you are listening to this, which you'll not be, you said the podcast was pish, so why the fuck are you listening to their bit
he's
again?
got a
It's
point
pish.
there, but we maybe. Well, I say we. I maybe did go a wee bit extreme.
also all
Well, when the moon
just
freezes
fun.
over and crashes into the earth.
I mean, also take a note of the title, Markies Rants. If you're listening, there will be rants. So if you're taking offence, don't listen. It's in the title.
Aye, which basically nobody's going to listen.
Good.
I mean, I didn't even listen, and I edit it.
I didn't listen either, so
I do.
These does listen. He likes his Sunday's in voice, so
No, that's a bit of daylight.
it's rubbish.
I just like listening again to get all the bits where you fuck up.
I know. I mean, when we first started this, I believe we were 45 seconds into the entire podcast when I announced that I was a pish driver.
Aye.
I think how you managed to get me to do that.
You've done
you did it
everything.
yourself.
No, you said then week 1 I'm a pish driver to about week 3 of it. What are you talking about? I didn't even drive. Can I even what he's on about?
And then last week I thought a bus was a train, and
A train was a bus,
Aye.
and oh Christ Almighty!
Do we have to get the flashcards out again,
I
Mark?
think we do. As long as you do flash me, that's fine.
I'll not make any promises.
Oh, well.
I should say though, for everyone that's not watching the live stream, why do you all like to do the podcast sitting naked?
It's just something that we do.
We see the-
It makes the game easy at the end.
Aye.
Yeah. I
Okay.
suppose.
Time wasting, strip 'em off. You just.
But it's
Is
because
that
our
why you
favourite
left your
song.
socks on as well, Mark?
I like my socks. I need my socks
I
on.
mean, we've got like a favourite
Hey,
song.
come on! I mean, it's minus 10 degrees out there. I'm keeping my socks on. I mean, my arse will be bare to the world, but my socks, I care about my
But
feet.
you'd not look stupid.
No. I mean,
Heaven forbid, Mark.
Aye, what's this about phones and silent, eh?
You got your
again! I've done it again! Every week at the start of the show, I tell everybody to turn their phones on silent. And what have I done? I've not turned my phone on
Name and
silent.
shame.
Is that a postcode lottery?
It's not the postcode lottery like last week. It's actual Mr. Daniel Lane. He
Mr.
won-
Booth.
Mr. Booth. Yes.
Mr. Booth.
He won't get down tonight. Problem with Sam, and he'll be here with us next week, hopefully. No,
Oh, well.
because it's a Christmas episode.
Aye, I can.
So see you
it's
in
not-
New Year, Daniel.
Exactly.
Well,
So
then
Happy New Year to Daniel.
We'll just bring up his.
His story.
Aye.
He's absolutely. But I've lost
Well,
it.
you want,
I've
if
lost
you
it,
if
no,
you
it's
want to
not-
finish that and leave that at the end, I think if you got anything else you want to talk about, because I can.
I do
This,
have other stuff, but
the alcohol in the Highlands was in the list
we'll
as
get
well.
to that
but
after. I'll go back to Daniel's story, but you'll have to wait because I have
Unless
to
there's
find my
anything
notes.
else to be read out for.
I mean, like the sheer amount
Embarrassing
Does Steve have any more
accidents.
for us with Daft
Oh, but
Bastards
yeah.
doing stuff? Oh, he has
Loads.
more, right?
Fire
So
away,
right,
Stevie boy.
carry on, Steve.
18 Scots had serious burns in 2000 by trying on a new jumper with a lit cigarette still in their mouth.
They're a bright spark.
540.
Dun, dun,
Oh yes, a bright spark.
Oh,
Fantastic.
I missed that one.
He's just gone. He's gone in the wheelie bin. I'm telling you.
No, you can't recycle me.
Recycle. The possibilities are endless.
No, me neither.
We've
no.
got the landfill bins.
Hey, it's
That's
true though.
not his broom bin though, so that's a problem.
The only reason I have a broom bin is because Craig goes in it. I didn't have any. I didn't have a garden, so I've made garden stuff to put in the broom bin.
What do you do with your eggshells and your tea bags?
From it, Craig.
tea bags, Mark and tea bags. Come on.
Well, I didn't cook tea. I didn't have. I didn't have milk. So didn't come to my house and expect tea, coffee, or milk. They come in my house expecting to get in, basically,
Unless you bring him a gift.
such as a scone or a Toblerone.
These brought my Michael one night. That wasn't.
He did bring him Edith. He did bring Edith.
Ah, bro, maybe might turn up for New Year. Who knows?
Oh well, me, because I'll.
Did you
do
send
things
him a
I'm
text
doing.
about 6 months ago?
No, I spoke to him and said at the football.
Well, you were singing.
Aye.
Get out, you
That's
get
what's great. See, I could sing everything offensive, and then when the police come in,
It was Michael!
Mate, was there? What?
Aye, Michael will probably just look there and go, "That's me." Aye, smashing. What you gonna do about it, big man? And then the police guy comes out with his taser and slaps him in the balls.
Policeman, do you can like?
Frankie downstairs.
He's not a policeman.
He's got a taser.
In that sense, that Mark.
And you're talking about taser and boss. Who you
Yes,
and Frankie been up it? Up there?
Up it.
Aye, up it.
Mark
We've been up it. We've been up it.
You been up Frankie?
Mark.
No, other way about it. No. Oh no. Oh, Dickon.
Mark just likes a bit of yeast in. That's all.
I'm not even dignifying that with a insult, apart from you're a moron. Unfortunately, Daniel Lane can't join us this week, as he's away
We are
doing
now
something else.
lacking the booth.
We've got. I was going to say a joke, but it was a wee bit offensive to everybody that was offended by it. So, we're moving on to Daniel's story, and I didn't much about it again because by my
Well,
notes it's eating affects driving.
Well,
Daniel had the proper story for the paper, which was basically at Christmas when you're eating your big turkey or whatever.
Well,
a wee turkey.
I just says sort of like big meals, heavy
you
meals.
have a big giant meal and then you start driving, and it affects your driving, which is pish.
Aye, here.
I know.
So,
I'll get you drink driving. That's a
drink
thing.
driving,
That's a thing. Didn't do that.
drug driving,
Aye, they do that.
and
Eating
now
driving.
we've got eating driving.
I mean, I'll get you. Didn't eat a turkey dinner whilst driving. That's a
aye,
problem.
aye.
That's an issue. But if you have your
Yes.
if you have your dinner and then you want to drive round the corner, well, you should probably just walk. But if you do want to drive round the corner, you're perfectly able to do that. I mean,
one definite option.
are you
like,
saying now
option
that
one
before I
problem.
go out for a drive, I have to take a shit? Is that basically what they're saying?
You do that anyway, so
I
you've got a
do,
problem.
but I shouldn't have to be doing that by law.
I mean, the one thing, if you hear like a big turkey dinner, you're going to hear big shit at the end of it. That's one thing.
That's very true, but you should still be allowed to drive.
Definitely.
And what's the point? I don't understand this story. I mean, that's basically saying, oh, we've done a research and everybody that eats can drive.
I must add here to reassure folk that are listening.
They
You
need
said
their
by
family
law.
drive.
There's no law on this. This isn't going to get
Well,
put into law.
this is how it
That-
starts, though. The Daily Mail
aye.
comes out with something, and then next week it's a law.
Who reads the Daily Mail?
That's true, Craig.
Christina Graham didn't respond to that.
Aye. The only person that reads the Daily Mail is
I
Craig.
don't read it.
You do read
I
it.
read the eye.
Craig likes the Daily Star. Prefers
Craig
that
doesn't
one.
like Daily Star. It's a piece of trash.
And just looks at the pictures.
Read it yourself.
I've heard him reading it. He's quoted the Daily Mail in an argument.
That was because
Oh.
the only one that let me out to see
That was because the only person that had the argument that supported your crazy
no,
notion
no.
that it was the Daily Mail.
The Guardian had it, and somebody else had it. The Scotsman had it, but the Scotsman page was destroyed. The Guardian would not want to see it, so the Daily Mail was the only one that didn't want to see it.
Sounds like a...
Aye, heard it
Pissed
before.
me.
Heard it
Aye.
before.
Aye. But basically, I think you could drive perfectly fine if you've had a big meal. What's the difference?
Ah, dang, it could
I mean, if
affect you.
anything, you've got to drive better
Well-
because you're not going to be hungry. See, when I'm hungry driving, I'm swerving the other place looking for a McDonald's. I mean, I'm in the other lane and everything. Where's the McDonald's? I don't
That's-
even like McDonald's, really. I think I might have brought McDonald's into it, but I'm looking for
You
McDonald's.
telling us here later?
No,
For the
How
show.
no?
because I'm going to have to edit the Christmas podcast together because none of yous do it.
Ah, but you can tell McDonald's, but you can get yourself a festive McFlurry.
We're not at McDonald's. Steve's looking mere cuttily at the board. Is something wrong? Have we
nothing's
went
wrong,
offline? Has everybody stopped listening? Is it just us now? Because this is pointless if it's just me talking to myself. It's basically a Tuesday night. We're all happy with that.
Sunshine.
You have never heard him laugh.
Oh no, then he talk about me laughing.
Donald's laughing.
He set me
I
up.
can't believe somebody would laugh at this podcast.
Ah, Ken.
I mean, this
What?
is such
This is for seriousness. Ken,
serious
this-
debate.
serious
Fox
points.
dealing steamrollers
Right, come on
off the M90 with 40 mile on average speed
Exactly.
cars and getting squished by it.
40
Can-
mile on average, yeah?
40 miles on average. That's how long it takes to get from 2:30 to 2:30 the next day. You get 40 miles. I'm just going to keep going until you stop questioning my argument. I'll
That-
keep going forever.
The
I'll keep
questions
going
will
till the
never
sun-
stop,
I'll
Mark.
keep going until the sun crashes into the moon, defrosts it, and it crashes into the earth.
See, you're freezing the moon.
The moon is in the process of being... You've been out there, it's minus
Mark,
10
See if
degrees.
the sun smashed into the moon.
It's going to be 12 degrees
It would be
on
obliterated.
Wednesday.
Not defrosted, it would be obliterated.
No, it'll defrost it. The sun is on the defrost setting. Right.
The moon's not frozen though, is it?
No
it's
yet. No yet. We're talking 2020.
Alright.
Right. You've obviously not listened to episode 4.
Oh no, obviously haven't
No, was it episode 3?
Three.
3, yeah,
Three.
sorry, correct me. Episode 3
As,
was,
as Jenna knows.
as Jenna's aware because she listened to it and raged at me, which is perfectly acceptable to do
That
right
was
now.
not perfectly acceptable. She deserves every rage she gets.
I have a
Well,
bone to pick with you for the
and Chloe has a bone to pick with me because I don't know why, but she's always got some to pick with me.
on the left foot by any chance.
I think that was a lost.
Was that meant to be the finger underneath that?
The ulnar, the scapula.
The scapular.
What? Right, I'm going to move on because Craig's talking about porn again.
It's a bone!
Speaking of porn.
Speaking of porn, Deez has been watching some interesting form of porn this week. Child porn.
No, Deez has not been watching some
You probably
interesting
shouldn't be saying
porn.
that.
Ken,
I shouldn't, but I have. And I will. And I will
by the way,
continue to do
trust
so.
me, right? See, if the police knock at
Trust
my
you? Are
door.
you crazy?
No, I'll tell you the new. See if the police knock at my door.
If the
For
police-
child
If
porn.
the police knock at his door, can I take his place?
No.
No. Because I'll still be here.
Who's
I'll
still
be
be here?
broadcasting
The porn
live
just- it was
to
just
Berlin.
It would just bring PC shithead in with him.
PC plod.
I was going to say that, but I thought, no, better no.
Aye. Remember the first episode, the police guy for Dundee? We've still not heard from him.
Well,
The guy that actually run over people while he was in pursuit of his tea.
you want me to talk about these child porn
I do
stories,
want to talk
which
about
I haven't watched, might I add?
Aye, soon as
Just to throw that in there.
I found the time yet.
I know it's no 24
His
hours in a
credit
day.
card keeps being declined.
Well, that's because you used it up with the child porn that you bought.
That's no child porn, that was actually donuts and Toblerones. You can't deny it, it was, didn't give me that look. I've got an
You-
actual cupboard full of
You
Toblerone
paid for a
donuts.
Toblerone.
Really?
I thought you just chased folk to fucking
I
Glasgow for
do,
them.
I do, but sometimes my tracking device goes a bit wonky and I end up in Glasgow and I didn't get the Toblerone, so I have to then order it with your credit
But
card.
surely you would have noticed that this Toblerone was travelling at 60 miles an hour.
But I was travelling at 70, so I was gaining on it.
You went past it at one point.
I mean, I don't think the thing left the first road bus, to be honest. I'm in Glasgow searching around for it.
Right, well, I'll get onto this story now.
Eventually, when the magic phone gets us there.
It's
And
not
you
what
sound
it's-
intelligent
it's
again.
no a magic phone.
No, was it no? Well, that was Harry Potter last week, right enough. Oh, wait, well, we'll just
Who
ask.
the fuck
Right,
is J.K. Rowling says,
right,
Mark?
let's just ask Steve, because he wasn't here last week. Right, who do you recognise more for Harry Potter? Harry Potter himself or J.K. Rowling?
What do you mean by recognise? Like
Like,
you
if somebody-
walk past them in the street?
No. If
If
somebody
somebody
says
say
to you, if somebody says to you,
Wait, what I'll do is I'll give you a direct quote from Mark himself. He said that Harry Potter had been hacked.
I'm saying that because nobody would recognise J.K. Rowling.
I disagree.
Right.
I think loads of folk know who she is.
Exactly,
Thank you.
Mark.
right, but
Well,
what is more
yeah.
interesting, J.K. Rowling gets hacked or Harry Potter gets hacked?
Well, you see, if
J.K.
you had
Rowling
read
author
Harry
of
Potter,
Harry Potter.
right?
Right,
You
well,
would
you've
get-
added them both, you're showing off now.
But you see, Mark, if you had read Harry Potter, you would realise it'd be an impossibility for it to be hacked.
Technically, I didn't read it, but I'll listen to the audio version.
Do you know what? Why is
Right.
it? Why is it an impossibility for Harry to get hacked? Anybody?
Because Hermione
It's
is a...
fictional.
Character.
Well, yes, but
No, we discussed it. Deez was telling me Dumbledore's real. And he was gay.
No, Harry Potter. I've said Harry Potter's real.
But you tell me Dumbledore was real.
No, it was the mate tell you that.
Dumbledore's a bee.
Dumbledore's
Type
a...
of bee.
You've just killed the hell. You've killed it out. You've killed the hell. Podcast, I think we should just end at that.
Right, anyway,
Oh no, well let's hear the story about something that I've forgotten about now. Carry on.
But these
a
is
computer
not-
expert granted clearance to analyse police computers has been jailed for 14 months after being caught with a huge stash of child pornography.
But wait, was his job to collect the child pornography?
I don't think it was.
Carry on.
If it was, I don't think it was meant to stash it at him.
Probably no. Well,
Under his
homework.
bed,
Homework.
next to the tissues, that's a bit much.
That's like you getting your Sainsbury's delivery sent here instead of leaving.
It'd be
He
easy. I
does.
wouldn't hate him. I shot him. I do. Big wagon just comes to my front door. Right, boys, bring it in.
Right, well, Joseph McCabe, 52, was working as an IT
Oh, come on,
consultant
let's
for the
not name and shame him,
Metropolitan
man. Come on, he's
Police
right.
Service at the time of his arrest. He admitted possessing 33 films and more than 13,000 images at his former home in Bridge of Erne,
Where-
Perthshire,
wait,
which
where-
showed child
wait.
sex abuse.
Where do you keep 13,000 pictures? I've not even got 10 pictures.
On your...
Hard drive.
Aye.
Alright, I thought it was like printed
And
out
we
pictures.
No, he's not got them all along his wall, Mark.
Because that'd be fairly obvious if the postie comes in the morning. You got a picture of me when I was 10 for.
Again, Mark, I'm finding it quite interesting that the experts here are sitting telling you exactly where they're putting all this stuff.
I know, where do you keep all your child porn? Like, in a hard drive, clearly.
Now, where do you keep yours?
Yeah, big photo album.
Aye, pretty
On the
much.
coffee table.
Wait, no, I want a disclaimer here. I didn't have child porn or any porn of any kind because I...
Can I get it up?
You're a no
His internet cuts out frequently, so it's a bit of a problem.
My internet only cuts out when I'm racing you, and it's only when I'm racing Craig and he's losing. Anytime Craig's winning, internet's fine. As soon as I start to lose, oh, you've lost your connection. No, as soon as I start to win, sorry, oh, you've lost your connection. You big bastard.
I think you see, I've got a few friends at Virgin Media.
Clearly. And anyway, are we getting to the story? Carry on, these.
Well, I've told you what the
you've
story
got-
is. You want me to
I want you to
continue?
elaborate, yes.
Yes, well, the force said it has dismissed him when the images were found. Can you imagine that? They got
Just
rid
keep
of
him
him.
on.
Aye.
Send you a
What,
different
what a
department,
shock
though.
that was. Solicitor John Boyle, defending, said McCabe
Wait,
had...
how can anybody defend that? You
Aye.
can't defend
But-
having 13,000
He still
pictures.
has to have some sort of defence.
No, his
I'll-
defence should be, I'm a guilty bastard.
I'll do a Craig here and go, well, I forgot what I was going to say.
Well,
That's
that's
not Craig, that's a
That's
Mark.
not Craig.
I was going to say, right, where did I... I'll do a Craig here now. Binge download it, child porn.
Binge download it. Right, so you just went for one and thought, I'll
Aye.
download 12
Oh,
news
wait,
tonight,
wait, there's more. Binge download it. Massive consignments of child porn. So he could view the images at his leisure.
Pleasure. Fantastic.
Aye, well, that's that story. Obviously, unbelievably, not the only child porn story in the news. A form-
Unbelievably, do you not believe that's the only case this week? Like, why not? Are you just, you all for child pornography in the news?
Well, it's just the fact, I'm not big in child pornography, Mark. You must be.
Not really, no.
You must ken loads of photos into it, assuming that you think it's going to be in the news every
there's about
week.
4 of them in my house.
But child porn.
No, child,
I thought you
children.
said you didn't have any.
Aye.
They're in the cupboard. Shh.
We are off.
Yes.
Right. This other one, former Perth teacher caught with child porn struck off. He was sacked as well. What for?
It's ridiculous.
A former secondary school teacher caught with a huge stash of child porn has been... Oh! There's cheeky bastards here, eh? Can you imagine this? It's the same person.
You're reading 2 stories about the same person.
Aye, it's 2 different stories, but it's the same person.
Well,
Joseph
there's a
McCabe.
top reporter for the week from the BBC.
Aye, that-
He's telling the same story twice.
That's the BBC News for you. 2 different pages with the same story.
And you're the same
Must be
tit
slow
already.
news week.
Aye.
Aye.
Clearly.
So that's why you can. There has only been one story now. So,
Right,
right.
that's good, I'll accept that.
Aye.
I'm pleased about that.
So he was not only working for the police, but he was a former teacher as well.
That's good.
Doesn't bode well for him.
No, I mean, they should have suspected that really when he went for being a school teacher to go, can I work in the pornography section of this?
Yeah, I never asked that.
No.
No,
I thought he worked in the like child pornography crime section and that's why he had all
no, he was just an IT consultant.
just an IT consultant, so he just walked about with computers all day. That's
Basically.
probably why he had it on a hard drive and no across his wall. So is that it?
I like how you point it to the roof there,
Well, it's not
across his wall.
I never looked up. Oh, Mark, your ceiling's covered in it.
with pictures or
Yeah.
no, let's
Oh.
move on.
You missed the biscuit.
Oh.
No, that's
Just
where I
thought
keep
it
the
was
biscuits.
raining indoors.
That's plenty and a half.
Mr. Biscuit hits.
Anyway, and we've got an update for. I didn't actually came what this update is because I was just told we had a train update.
The service faker calls me. No, I'm joking.
Well, actually, it was cancelled last week when they broke the
Ken.
the wind.
Was it?
The wind hit the trees, and the trees hit the truck, and the trains hit the truck.
You trying to tell me trains can't go through trees?
Trains can't go through trees.
Jesus.
I know.
Jesus.
Just a wee update on the story we had last week about the guy throwing the other guy off the train, big guy.
Well, my gran even heard that. She was telling me.
Oh, they heard that. It was on the news.
No, but my gran doesn't watch the news. I
It
was
wasn't even actually on the news. It was on the daytime TV
She
programmes
watches
as
Deal or
well.
No Deal, that's it, right?
Well, maybe no Edmonds did it.
Well, you must have, because she heard the story anyway.
But anyway,
Wait a minute, and I was
I'm
driving
not
the him and
finished.
she go, well, I'm no start it, so
You've no started. Well, shut up then. Then start and let Craig finish.
No, let Craig finish.
Nah.
Nah.
Ken, sorry, I think I'm got
Okay,
air
what are you
Aye.
there? Don't be ridiculous. I was driving my granny and my mum's because it was so cruelly hard to make her walk and drive behind.
That's just like the sort of thing you would do.
It does, especially at you.
Thanks.
I've forgotten the story. Aye, and she was talking about, that boy, that's hellish, he got thrown off the train. I was like, Gran, he's a wee Ned. It was a fucking fantastic. And she was like, you can't throw folk off the train. Aye, you can. I'd throw him right off the train. Right off.
I'm assuming you used the word bus, obviously.
Aye.
You're like, aye, I'll get to my update. Like, the update was the boy.
No, we're letting him have his point.
I reckon.
Aye, you will.
I mean, he's not going to sit up and speak in the microphone.
Aye,
Ken,
you
yeah,
will
that's-
let me have
he
my
does it
update,
every
that's
week,
the
Mike.
thing.
No,
Every
I
week.
mean, he starts off like properly speaking and then he falls asleep. And
No, he's always away, but
Aye, half the time he's trying to speak into my microphone because I reckon he's trying to save me money on buying extra microphones or something.
Aye,
but
what can you
as
say?
it's,
Well,
talks about us being professional.
You might need to do that now after your wee accident.
Well,
Aye,
that's
anyway.
just a clip. I didn't help.
Swiftly onwards moving.
No, we're not moving.
Boy,
No, we can't move on.
We've stalled. It's like Mark's car. We've
Aye,
just
exactly.
stalled.
My car-
He can't put that foot on the accelerator because of the brakes.
But anyway, like, they got in
Oh,
touch
the brakes
with
are amazing. Intermittent the brakes. They're
they,
good.
they got in touch with the guy that was thrown off the train, and he said that he bought 2 tickets, but he only realised after he'd bought them that the guy had given him 2 outbound tickets instead of like one for going out and one for coming back. And he thought, well, I'll just say to the conductor when I'm on the train and can it understand because they're both at the same
Right,
timestamp
but
on them.
wait, I've got
And
an
he
issue with
never
that.
got a
But you
chance.
see, if he had politely said to the guy, "This is what's happened," right? It's an issue, obviously, because I've bought 2. If I showed him the ticket he had used, and like showed him the 2, I would imagine the train conductor would have been fairly
No,
reasonable
actually,
about it.
apparently the train conductor said,
No, if you watch the
no
vid-
ticket, you're still off.
No,
Just
no,
this
no,
is
no,
before
no,
the
no.
video.
No,
The
it's-
thing-
no,
the
no.
thing is, though-
No, if you watch the video, the guy wasn't polite or courteous. He started shouting and swearing at him. I'm no fucking getting off this
Aye,
train.
because this all took place before the video.
No.
The thing is,
No,
Craig,
that's
there's been different rumours circulating about it.
At the end of the day, he didn't have his ticket to go back, and he was being rude. Excuse me,
the
and
boy-
insulting everybody else on the train, and he was thrown off. Quite right.
There was an interview with the boy who got thrown off, and he did admit himself, and he was out of order with what he said
He
and what
was
he'd done.
absolutely ordered.
But he did say the point of something that he
Ticket
did
or no
say.
ticket, if he was like that, he should have been thrown off.
What I heard, it wasn't so much about ticket, it was more about the fact that he had this big guy who's about twice his size, just sort of picks him up and throws him off. Again, anywhere else, you get done for that.
Well, actually, the guy is
Eh?
actually facing.
Is he going to get done?
He's
Well, that's
facing
ridiculous.
charges at the minute.
That's,
I mean, his
that's-
lawyers are looking into it and see what's happening. They've told him to remain quiet on the subject.
Well, that's
Um,
a
see, but-
ridiculous legal system for you because
But
he
it's
done
not-
everybody
he
that
has,
in a favour.
however, he has still committed assault.
Well, that's pish. There should be certain occasions where you're allowed to commit assault. That is one of them.
So
An
Maybe
asshole
using
on a
paper
train.
or not.
No, if there's an... If
I
there's,
think your SNP will allow this.
no, probably no, but if there's... You've no microphone, so you've no point talking because we'll not hear it. But, no, there's certain situations like that, right, where there's folk on trains or buses, whatever, or, like, try to get into it, or I suppose you can't get into a football stadium with a ticket, but without a ticket.
Well,
Well, you've tried it, I suppose.
no, well, Liechtenstein, boy he was quite drunk, and the boy said, well, I'm not going to do a Liechtenstein accent. He said, "Can you show me your ticket?" And then he pulled his EasyJet boarding pass out his spawn, handed that to the boy, and he went,
Smashing.
and you go.
Right, but basically, if you've not got a ticket, or you're, and even
you have to have an EasyJet
even if
boarding
you've got
pass.
a ticket and you're being rude like that, there's absolutely no need to be like that to the guy. It's his job to go around and collect tickets, and there was no need under any circumstances for him to speak to him like that.
And
And
it's
at any
pretty
point,
rare to have somebody come in and check your ticket. When I was doing it, Gosport,
I wouldn't say
September
it's
there.
rare. Most
Aye,
people do check tickets.
I get checked every time.
No, I was
Same as well.
doing right in the train from Gosport. I was went
To be fair, Craig, see if you hide in the toilet for the whole length of the trip, you probably won't get
I
checked.
was sitting in the seat the whole way of the trip, and not one person came and checked their tickets. Gone, didn't not one person checked their tickets. Gone, Pat.
Well, I wouldn't call that rare because I mean, every time I've been on a train, I've been checked a
Aye.
ticket. I mean,
I'm very rarely checked for my ticket.
but
I think he's just making this up now to argue a point.
Well, they can.
No,
But
no.
regardless of whether they've asked you for a ticket or no, you do speak to like. There's no reason to
definitely.
speak to anybody like that. And if you're going to do that, you should be booted off. I mean, there was a help campaign on the buses. Remember, you do talk to your bus drivers,
Aye.
like whatever. I mean, and that's anybody with any sense. You speak to folk like that, you're thrown off.
And it's in
And
the.
never mind this boy getting charged for assault. That's pish.
Well-
He was thrown off. He was deserved to be thrown off. To be honest, if it was up to me, he'd be deported.
The boy did ask him to leave on several occasions.
Oh, he was told
So-
the train wouldn't be moving until he went off. And not only did he not get off, but he was just clearly out of order to the guy. I mean,
Yeah, I mean-
the video, I'm sure, did we play the video?
If he's getting, if he
I
was
just
getting
get-
No,
thrown
it was
off
the other
for
one.
causing a delay to the train, and the train
Not just
drivers
causing a
were the
delay,
next
but
ones to watch
causing,
it.
I mean, you're talking about assault. I mean, you got breach of the peace as well. I mean, he clearly caused...
You want to throw pepper in there or not? That's your funny.
No, we talk about pepper for.
Nah.
No, it's lost.
Assault.
on me. No,
Oh.
it's not good. It's piss poor. No, but he was causing a hassle, and he was rightly asked to leave. He didn't leave, and he was thrown off. In my book, that's how it should have happened. Now, fair enough, maybe the guy shouldn't have handled him like that.
Aye.
But either way,
There's been other rumours as well, some about the boy had medication, the medication was in his bag and things like that, and he couldn't get his
the only
medication.
medication he needs is a boot up the
Aye.
fucking ass.
No, apparently I was informed that they flung his bag out the window.
They did.
Right.
They threw his bag at the back of somebody followed by his bag and turfed it out. I mean.
But a bit lucky with a smacked him right over the head. Ignorant bastard. There was no need for that behaviour. I'm sorry, I can we rant and rage about stuff, but there's no need to talk to
I mean,
anybody like
and
that.
here we're not enraged, but outside we're actually perfectly pleasant people if you meet us on
Oh,
the street.
and saying
Yeah,
that,
maybe Mark isn't.
No, but I wouldn't speak to anybody like that. There's no
aye,
reason to speak to
the
anybody
thing
like
in
that.
saying things like this, sometimes when you do go on trains or buses, or just anything in general, you do get some dicks that fucking can
Oh,
folk that
yeah.
might be working there.
Aye.
Treat you the attitude's just terrible sometimes.
But that doesn't give you the right to be like
And it
that.
doesn't, because they work there doesn't give them. I reckon this is
No,
nothing to do with this
aye.
story, like,
no,
but
no. No, I quite agree. But I mean, it's like one. I reckon.
like one,
Like one. I was going to say one wrong doesn't make it right. Two
Like-
wrongs doesn't
like-
make it right. But
like-
whatever.
like pie,
Feel
mathematical pie.
3.14175. Anyway.
Feel left make it out.
What?
No.
Sorry, we're just going to wait for the dust
If
to
you
clear.
turn late,
Aye, that's enough anyway. I think we're getting close to wrapping up actually.
well, is this where after is this
This is when you interrupt me wrapping up the show.
Well,
You're
that,
actually doing your You're up in Amazon to do it for you.
Well, Amazon did missed my wrapping to be honest with you. It was pish poor for £3. Telling you.
oh, you'd have paid them £3 to wrap up this podcast.
No. I'm getting paid nothing to wrap up this podcast. All I get
No,
is a
I'm
bunch
talking. I'm
of
saying I
fucking
hope you've
abuse
no
to you.
paid £3 to Amazon to wrap it up.
No, I'm going to do it, but I'm going to take
Because
your
you
abuse.
might
now.
get a letter to your post box to go pick up for the.
Yeah. I think actually you should be paying us £3.
Exactly.
I think I should go and take my snow shovel, which I've never needed
Well,
because there is
I told
absolutely
you
no
to
snow.
do it last week. Smart Craig after with the snow shovel, but you wouldn't do it. You check and do it.
Christina was going to do it.
Well, why did you
No,
not let her?
Shannon was going to do it actually.
You should have let her.
I did.
Why did she not do it?
She did.
Somebody
She
did
hit you right after.
No, she didn't.
She did, and then that's how you forgot
No,
it.
you hit me on the head with a shovel.
No, I was wanting to. I was
Somebody hit me on
wanting.
the head with a
See,
shovel.
why
Oh
did
no,
you
I
not
did.
do it?
No, I did actually. I did hit me on the head with the
There you
shovel.
go. Craig was hit off the head with a shovel.
Aye, but Ken, you were the one that's always been talking about buffing folk in the head with a shovel.
Quite right.
Why did you not
And
do
you
it?
never did it.
Because I bought the shovel
You
to
back
clear up
it.
snow, and there's no snow. At £8 fucking 50.
You just
Well,
use it as a pooper
Consider it
scoop.
as an investment for next year.
But I normally do shit in my front garden. I
Aye.
need a paper scoop. I do have a dog, I do have a cat. Are you planning on taking a shit?
Well, what's that brown mark on your rug?
That's you.
Oh, sorry.
Oh dear.
Basically, does anybody else have any points to bring up before I ask you to shut up so I can wrap this up?
No, really not.
No, I'll take that as a
I'm
no.
good.
You're happy?
I'm fairly happy.
Steve's fairly happy.
That makes a change.
These
for
is
somebody in
these
here.
is waiting for me to start wrapping up because he's got a point. I can sense it.
Chloe, if Dee starts talking during Mark's wrap up, feel free to score him out the head with a shovel
Or a biscuit.
or the pillow.
Right. Anyway,
Have I said the thing here?
No, you waited till I started to ram it up. As
No,
always.
no, you've not started it yet.
I've started to ram it up.
No, you've not.
This has been an exceptionally long podcast, I think. Anyway,
No, it's not.
I've not been watching. I can't.
How would you ken you're not even next to a timer or anything?
It has been. Steve's
An hour
looking
and a
at me like, yes, it has. It fucking has. Why are you still talking? And I'm trying to wrap it up, Steve. I promise you.
Wrap it up
I'm
then.
trying to, but you talk right on.
Stop
Just
talking.
forget
Wrap
about the
up.
bows and the ribbon and that. Just get it done. Hash your job. Let's go.
Somebody hand me a knife. Anyway,
Which one would you like? Your pizza knife? Your backup pizza knife?
no, the
Yeah,
backup.
It's, it's cherry cake knife.
Are you all happy with me finishing this now?
Baseball bat.
It's no shovel.
I think you are broadcasting for the bin next week.
Well, no podcasting next week, you daft bastard.
We'll still be in the bin.
Oh, no.
Anyway,
Crossbow.
that's plenty
Same
for you.
text.
Right, on a serious note,
Harpoon.
thanks for actually listening to this long, exceptionally long episode. I might edit wee bits out just to shorten it up a wee bit. Again, we'll remind you, we're on iTunes, we're on Facebook, just search for Markies Rants. You can find us at the website, markiesrants.com. We do the live stream, thanks to Ustream, every week. Well, it won't be next week. Again, this is the last live show of 2011. Had to think about that there.
Are we doing a New Year show?
We will probably be broadcasting on the 2nd. Is Monday the 2nd?
Monday's the
Mondays.
Monday's first.
No,
Monday's the
Monday.
first.
No,
Monday's the second.
Well,
Aye.
I'll be on the 2nd, so
Well,
I'll be here.
We'll have some kind of adequate.
And I'm at the football
Yeah,
then. Though I'll be able to make it back in time.
on the Monday.
Just the usual then.
Aye, that'll just be me talking and we'll be background noise. But anyway, we're on iTunes, Facebook, search for Markies Rants, the website. Thanks to Ustream for recording and streaming the live video.
I've just remembered something, right? No, this is actually a valid point. We're going to end with that song about trains, but you've got to edit in for later on.
So
What we're going to end with?
we'll end with some.
I've got a beasting track for the end.
Steve has a beasting track.
The
You quote
Pogues.
me on that.
I will quote Steve on that. And
The wallpaper
Don't
sticks
sing.
to the wall.
I knew you would get that in the last show of 2011.
No, you
Saying the
you
wallpaper
tell
sticks to
me.
the wall. I know. Anyway, that's about all we've got to say. I hope you enjoy the Christmas episode. I hope I managed to get the Christmas episode out on Christmas.
If not, you'll get a be New Year.
You'll hear it at some point.
Can you take some time to wrap up, by the way?
It's because
Okay.
I've got arseholes in here that ruin it for me. As you always, I've been Mark Lamont,
Andrew Days.
Craig Docherty.
Steve Welsh.
and thanks for listening. Waldy,
Harley frickin' weird.
you're the ones that fucking talk all the way, aren't they?
Tell that boy takes some time to wrap up.
Okay. You see what Amazon does all his rapping for him?
Aye, unbelievable.
I was trying to wrap up about a week ago. Sorry, Steve, for the warm episode.
No, it's fine. It's just a
Holy fuck, about an hour and 40, that's going to be cut down.
I think the third episode was the longest though.
We've done a lot of that, but that's an hour and 40 with starts, ends and stuff.
I'm gonna have to disappear.
I know,
Sharpish.
I'll left up the road.
Ah, thank you, Mr. Mark.
Yeah.